Next from CBS Sports, the National League Championship Series.
Well, they're home from school and the steel mills now, and Pittsburghers want to see some heat and sparks generated by their beloved Pirates. And as the fans file past the statue of Honus Wagner, they hope that the spirit of the Flying Dutchman will be rekindled tonight. They also hope that they won't have to open those umbrellas. It's been threatening all day here, but we have a hunch we're going to get this one in. They don't want the Bucks to stop here, so stand by for Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. It's the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates on CBS Sports. And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Welcome to the second half of our day-night doubleheader as we continue our coverage of the league championships here on CBS. Jack Buck and Tim McCarver are at Three Rivers Stadium, and we'll join them in due time. But as we get right to work, we note that with yesterday's win to put them up 2-1, the Cincinnati Reds are now 5-2 in Pittsburgh this year. Tonight's starters should be familiar. It's Jose Rijo for the Reds and Bob Walk for the Pirates in a rematch of Game 1. Walk gave up 3 runs in a shaky first inning, but settled down to notch the W. But the pitching story of this series has been the brilliance of the Reds bullpen and their short men, Rob Dibble and Randy Myers, who have not given up a run or a hit in their combined 6 2/3 innings of work. And as we throw it on out to Three Rivers, gentlemen, James, tell us about those Nasty Boys. JB?
All right, Patrick, and let me tell you, the Nasty Boys have lived up to their nickname in every way, and yesterday they were nothing short of sensational. Now, of course, the Reds' game plan is to get an early lead, get about 6 good innings worth of pitching from the starter, and then, of course, to bring on the flamethrowers. Now, the flamethrowers go by the names of Norm Charlton, Rob Dibble, and Randy Myers. And yesterday, in about 3 2/3 innings worth of work, they virtually shut down the Pirates and helped, of course, to preserve that 6-3 victory.
We're getting a little bit of a lead, and we're able to go in there, and, you know, more than a 1-run lead, we're able to go in there and pitch a little different than a 1-run lead. And, you know, as a bullpen, our job is to try to hold the lead that we get. And like I say, we've been fortunate. They're a great hitting team, and right now, you know, they're struggling a little bit, and hopefully we can continue that struggle of them for a while.
I'm trying to do the best job that I can, and you know, I'm working for next year. Hopefully, if they're not happy with my performance, that they'll trade me and give me an opportunity to go somewhere else and prove that I can bring a championship to that town. I feel that my influence on this team is as big as anybody else's, and I can really, you know, pick up a bullpen, and that's what I think you need to win a championship. So that's all I'm trying to do, is make a name for myself and show people that I deserve to be here.
Make no mistake about it that Dibble's performances are appreciated. Hey, Pat, here's something that you and I know pretty much about. The Nasty Boys of the Reds are pretty much like the Detroit Pistons of 2 seasons ago, who won the title with the nickname the Bad Boys. Well, the Nasty Boys are hoping that the reputation and indeed the intimidation of that nickname will continue to work, but they want no parts of that nickname after this season. But, of course, they will cling to it if it helps to get them to the World Series. Let's get you back to New York and Pat.
That's right. The straw is here to stir things up as baseball rolls on from a gem in the Hudson and a diamond on the confluence here on CBS.
CBS Sports coverage of Game 4 of the 1990 National League Championship Series is brought to you by Pennzoil, the motor oil that gives you world-class protection, and by Lennox. When it comes to quality in heating and cooling, must be a Lennox.
If there's one man in the National League who knows how to hit Bob Walk, it's Darryl Strawberry. Rain or shine, he's taken Walk deep on 1 out every 4 at-bats. And in the interest of equal time, Darryl also owns Jose Rijo. It's not everyone who can hit .429 against the big Dominican right-hander. And the New York Mets all-star right fielder would much rather be in the dugout tonight, I think, but he's in our studio. We're happy to have you. Darryl, welcome.
All right, thank you very much, Pat.
Before we talk about this series, let's talk about you a little bit here, because it's no secret that you've had this love-hate relationship with New York City. You're going to declare free agency. What's it going to take for the Mets to re-sign you?
Well, I think it's going to take a little appreciation, but at this point, I'm going to file for free agency, and I think the most important thing is having other teams to talk to. I'm in a great situation. It's a situation I've always waited to be in, and now I'm in this situation. I have a good opportunity for myself.
So you are prepared to say goodbye to New York, and if so, who are you prepared to say hello to?
Well, my #1 choice, as everyone knows, is the Los Angeles Dodgers. I would like to play at home. It's a beautiful place to play. And if things work out well and I file for free agency and the Dodgers come after me and give me an opportunity to play for them, I think I'll play with L.A.
So let me get this straight. If the Mets offer you, let's say, a certain dollar figure, we won't throw one out, $4 or $5 million, and the Dodgers give you the same deal, you take the Los Angeles Dodgers?
Yes, I would.
And dollars.
But I'm willing to listen to just about everybody right now at this point just to see what they have to offer. I want to go somewhere where I can be appreciated and be able to enjoy baseball. That's what baseball is all about. It's been a love-hate relationship here in New York, I think because of the media hype in New York, and it's been unfair to me, and I really haven't had the opportunity just to be out there and concentrate on playing baseball without having the pressure on me of saying, well, the Mets only win if Strawberry hits. You know, that's unfair to have one player has to go out and hit every day for the ball club to win.
Well, how unappreciated do you think you are in New York City by the management?
Well, by the management, I think, you know, there were a lot of negative comments early in the year, you know, after going through rehabilitation and coming out of Smithers, got off to a slow start, and there were things said about, well, his bat is slow, but it's a possibility of trading him. And, you know, it was just so negative. You know, I was really coming through a real tough time, and I had to get back to the feeling of myself and being aggressive. And that took a little while. And once I got to that point, started playing well, and then they wanted to negotiate a contract and broke off negotiated contracts within like 2 or 3 days. And then to hear comments in the middle of a pennant race, you know, put a lot of pressure on me to try to focus on what I had to do to try to help us win.
To make a long story short, I get the feeling you're out of here. Am I wrong?
Well, at this point, it's hard to say what's going to happen, but
I'm close to being right.
I will be listening to other people.
How do you beat Rijo tonight?
Well, Rijo, you have to make him get the ball down. That's the key to beating him. Jose, he's got a live fastball, and if he throws it up in the strike zone, you're going to have a tough time of hitting his fastball because it moves a lot. If he gets the ball down and out over the plate, you got a better chance to be successful.
And Bob Walk is more of a finesse pitcher.
Bob Walk is the type of pitcher, he likes to make you chase a lot of bad pitches. He throws a slider, he throws a sinker, and you have to make Bob Walk get the ball up a little bit. If he doesn't get the ball up and you chase a lot of bad pitches, he's got a very good chance of pitching a great ball game.
You know the Pirates very well. We were talking earlier. You really like their character on that team.
Yeah, they have.
Eric Davis is one of your best friends.
Yeah, Eric is my best friend. The Pirates do have a lot of character on their ball club. I think over the years, you know, they have really grown together. You know, you have Bonilla, Bond, and Van Slyke that have really been very productive for them. And that's been a big lift to that ball club. And then you have Jay Bell, a guy that comes over from the American League and be successful. Then you have Wally Backman, who's like a little spark plug. If you get him on base, you got Bell, and that sets up a lot of opportunities for them. And, you know, they're a great ball club.
Quickly, Darryl, who do you like in this series?
Well, I'm pulling for Eric. I'm hoping that Eric get a chance to get into the World Series and hoping things work out for him. He get healthy, and he can be able to get into the World Series and enjoy that.
Thanks for joining us. I assume you'll be in the news during the offseason.
I hope not. No time soon.
Thank you. When we come back here, we'll mosey on out to the ballpark. Stay with us. They say that for the truly great hitters, it's all in the wrists. But for the Pittsburgh Pirates, it's not only in the wrists. Folks, it's on the wrists. Now, picture this. And when I say picture this, that's just what they've done. See, those aren't just wristbands. They are photo albums. And this is the one that Bobby Bonilla wears. Of course, he'll never lose it, not with his face on it, courtesy of Photo Ball USA of San Diego. And thanks to them, we're also ready here in the studio tonight. But a couple of guys who never break a sweat are Tim McCarver and Jack Buck. Good evening, gentlemen. You're on.
Thank you, Pat, and good evening, everyone. We have some artwork about you around here, and you don't look so good. Folks, these Pittsburgh Pirates are a lot like the Red Sox. They've just picked the wrong time to stop hitting. Whereas during the regular season, Pittsburgh led the National League in hitting with men in scoring position. In these 3 games, they're 3 out of 25. And when the big guys, Bonds, Bonilla, and Van Slyke, don't do it, Tim, that makes a big difference with the Pirates.
You know, on the other hand, the Cincinnati Reds with balance throughout their lineup, and they proved that yesterday. Their numbers 2 and 8 hitters, Mariano Duncan and Billy Hatcher, 6 hits, 2 home runs, and they drove in all 6 runs. Further, the Cincinnati Reds led in their division every day of the season, and yet they didn't have anybody to finish in the top 10 in batting, home runs, RBIs, or stolen bases. So they're really a dominant team, but not a dominant player.
Right. It doesn't take Davis and Sabo to do it all. Meanwhile, we talked again with the managers before every game we do that, and they're fun to visit with. Jim Leyland didn't have much to say. He knows he's in a critical spot. He does have Doug Drabek in his pocket for tomorrow night. And what did Piniella tell us?
I tell you, the managers have been quite candid. Lou Piniella said he's going to bunt early and often with Rijo on the mound tonight.
Okay, he wants to get out in front early. He's got Rijo in a good bullpen. And we'll return to Three Rivers Stadium after this word from your local station. Well, let's hope that you folks help us keep the rain away and we enjoy Game 4 here at Three Rivers Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and this crowd is turned on. There's Bobby Bonilla and Jose Lean next to him, and the big guys are hoping to get things thumping here. Meanwhile, this is the hometown of the Polish Prince, Bobby Vinton, and he's going to sing the National Anthem here this evening. I'm sure we'll all enjoy it. Let's do so.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early night what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stars and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner, yet wave o'er land, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, when you're Polish and live in Pittsburgh, you can do anything you want with the words.
CBS Sports coverage of Game 4 of the 1990 National League Championship Series is brought to you by Toyota's quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. Budweiser, with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. And by AT&T, the right choice.
Welcome back to Three Rivers Stadium as we get set for Game 4 of this National League Championship Series. And just a few moments ago, the Pirates faithful here gave a standing ovation to this man out here on the mound throwing the ceremonial first pitch, Willie Pops Stargell. And of course, the fans were, I'm sure, more than hopeful that the magic that he brought with that '79 championship team that went on to the World Series would rub off on their Pirates tonight. And there's the left-hander. And, of course, I'm standing here live now with Willie Stargell. And, Willie, other than the fact that you're not in uniform, you played these guys 4 times throughout the '70s. This is almost like deja vu.
It is deja vu. It almost like I was just there. I just wish the guys the best of luck, and I'm sure they want it bad enough. They just got to relax.
Everyone knows about the big MVP bat that you swung during '79. What's it going to take for the Pirates' power hitters to get uncorked tonight?
Just know that they can do it and get in that situation where they believe in themselves. They'll be okay.
All right, we'll see if it rubs off. And let's get back upstairs to our own pops, Jack Buck and Tim McCarver.
Okay, JB. A few more fans than we had in yesterday afternoon's game. Bob Walk is on the mound. He was the starter and the winner in the first game, although he had a tough first inning. Here's the lineup he will face for the Cincinnati Reds. Well balanced, as Tim McCarver pointed out, with Barry Larkin at short, Billy Hatcher in center field, Paul O'Neill in right, and Eric Davis in left. Hal Morris at first, Chris Sabo at third base. Jeff Reed is the catcher. Yesterday's hero, Mariano Duncan, the second baseman, and Jose Rijo on the mound. He did not lose, although he pitched in that first game.
Defensively for the Pittsburgh Pirates, a good one. In the outfield especially, Barry Bonds in left field, Andy Van Slyke in center, and Bobby Bonilla. The last several years he has played third, but not this year, mostly right field. Wally Backman at third base, Jay Bell at shortstop, Jose Lind, the second baseman, and is he a slick fielder? Another good defensive player, Sid Bream at first base, Mike LaValliere behind the plate this evening, and Bob Walk on the mound.
Walk had a record of 7-5 during the regular season, with no wins or losses against Cincinnati, and a 7-3 lifetime mark against the Reds. That's what Larkin has done thus far, 2 out of 10. He has walked 3 times. And Thursday in the first game, Bob Walk gave a base on balls to Larkin starting the game. And Walk went on to give up 3 runs in the opening inning. Here we go. Ball 1 inside as he moves him off the plate. It will be Larkin, Hatcher, and then Paul O'Neill. The home plate umpires, Dutch Renner. You'll hear him when he calls a strike. Crawford, Davis, Wendelstedt, McSherry, and Runge. And a foul ball past third evens the count 1-1. Little Dutch Renner, who's been around baseball for a long time, many years in the minor leagues, really bellows it out when he calls the strike. We'll be able to hear him.
With a playoff crowd here tonight, it might be one of the few times you can hear Dutch from up here.
He'll try. 1-1 to Larkin. And a high chopper. This is going to be close. No, Bell got to it. And out at first. And that's the way we start. Had that ball hit the deck one more time, they never would have gotten him. You always have to be ready at the start of the game to have that ball hit to you. And in fact, you say to yourself, hit it to me. And Bell took care of Larkin. And here's Billy Hatcher, who burned his former mates yesterday with a home run, and he's 3 for 7 in the playoff. Hit only 5 home runs during the season. And swinging strike 1. There's Dutch. Put it on, Dutch.
Told you couldn't hear him.
Walk gets ahead on the count. There, Darryl Strawberry in the pregame show. He says he likes to make you chase bad balls. There's strike 2 on the foul.
2 bad balls to Billy Hatcher. Bob Walk, in winning the first game of this series, it was his second postseason win. He won for the Phillies back in 1980, pitching the first game of the World Series against Kansas City, and that was his last game in a Phillies uniform. He was traded the next year.
Hatcher almost chased that one.
Bob Walk traded for Gary Matthews the next year. And then in 1984, he was released by the Atlanta Braves, signed with the Pirates as a free agent.
1-2, 2-2. The ball squirted away from LaValliere, so he waited 10 years before he got another postseason victory. LaValliere doing the catching. And the 33-year-old Bob Walk on the hill, and Jim Leland tucked in the corner of the dugout. He's trailing 2-1. Larkin grounded out, 2-2 pitch. And we got a piece of that. This crowd is a lot more alive than they were yesterday afternoon, Tim.
It really is. 45,700 plus yesterday. A few more today, it appears. But this is not a sellout here at Three Rivers.
And these 2 teams will play again tomorrow night. Hatcher hits it to Lind, and he caught it before it got down, and there are 2 out. Jose Lind with a tremendous amount of range. Not that that was a tough play, but he can move around at second base. 2 out.
Jose Lean, one of the slickest fielding second basemen in the major leagues. Tremendous range, sure hands, and a rather nice play right there. A lot of times infielders have a tough time deciding whether it's going to hit the turf or not.
Whether to lay back or move in, and he just let that ball come to him. And ball 1 to Paul O'Neill. He's been a star in this playoff thus far. 3 out of 7. Hits it hard for a base hit and a right. The walk does not have a perfect first inning, and O'Neill runs the bases. And up will come the man that the Cincinnati Reds want to get going. Eric Davis walks to the plate, and he is 1 out of 11. The way the Reds are doing it, Tim, anything he does will be a bonus because the others have him out in front in this playoff.
Yeah, we mentioned in the opening, Duncan and Hatcher driving in all the runs yesterday. They keep waiting for Eric to get ready. He did not have an Eric Davis type of year, only a 260 average. However, he did have 24 home runs this year, 86 RBIs, some off year.
O'Neill at first, and a good stop by LeVailleur. Last night, after the game, he's still taking care of that damaged right knee. He's got a bad left shoulder. Looks like a football locker room there.
MASH unit.
There is McLean Stevenson. Runner at first, 2 out. Davis pops it up. Should be caught. Lean wants it, has a better angle, but Green makes the catch, and the inning is over. A foul ball. A hit for 1 left for the Reds. 1/2 inning. No score. A look at the big picture here at Three Rivers Stadium. Cincinnati got a hit, but left the man on in the first inning. And they will pitch Jose Rijo. He's 25 years old. He worked 5 1/3 in the opening game. Pittsburgh came back to win it, but he was not the loser. Here's the lineup for Pittsburgh. The switch hitter, Wally Backman at third. Jay Bell at short. Andy Van Slyke in center. Another switch hitter, Bonilla in right. Bonds in left. Bream at first base. Mike LeVailleur catching. Leaned at second. Bob Walk the pitcher. And Wally Backman, who is a fiery sort of guy and a good runner, good bunter. Up batting against Rijo. 0 for 3 in the playoff. He gets on, things start to churn for Pittsburgh. Oh, it's the same with every leadoff man. Backman, Bell, and Van Slyke in the opening inning for the home team. And the first pitch of ball. Third baseman is Chris Sabo for Cincinnati, and he has to guard against the bunt, and Backman will hit the ball in that direction.
Yeah, he can hit the ball effectively to left field.
Flies it into left field. That's chased by Davis. He's not going to get there. A big start for the Pirates on a double by Backman.
Backman, pound for pound, has as much power the other way. Now, he only weighs 160 pounds. He has as much power the other way as anybody in the National League, pound for pound. I mean, he can really drill the ball to left field, and that's what he just did. No chance for Davis to make a play. Double for Backman to open up the ball game for the Pirates.
But don't put anything on the scoreboard yet for Pittsburgh, because this pitcher, Rijo, can turn around and strike people out. This is Jay Bell. He might be bunting. He shows the bunt. He takes a strike call, but Dutch runner. Boo, says the crowd behind the plate.
When you square around that early, you do give signs to the first baseman, and Hal Morris was right down the throat of Jay Bell. He squares around awfully early when he sacrifices. 17 sacrifices in the first inning this year.
And he took a ball to even the count 1-1.
Now Morris, look how far Morris is in. You see the third baseman coming in. You see second baseman Mariano Duncan going over in case the ball is bunted.
And the shortstop Larkin holding his position, trying to keep Backman close. Bell Bunts it foul. He's in the hole 1-2. Well, if he can't bunt it, nobody can. He bunted more often for a sacrifice this year than anybody in the National League.
39 times. Most by a National League hitter since 1922. Lou Piniella saw his Reds get on top early to take the crowd out of it in yesterday's game. The 2-run homer in the second inning, but the crowd very much a factor right now.
They are involved. 1-2 to the batter, and a fly ball foul. That'll go out of play. Chased by 3 folks down there. The left-handed umpire, Dutch Rennert, sends a new one to the mound. We have our Goodyear blimp with us this evening to show you some unusual pictures of Three River Stadium. He makes a pinball machine out of this big ballpark. 1-2 to the batter, Bell. Rijo could use the strikeout. Bell grounds it to second, moves the runner. The crowd appreciates it. 1 out.
Great at bat. Great at bat by Jay Bell. He tried to sacrifice twice and then hits the split finger fastball the other way. Jose Rijo has told us that he does not throw that splitter for a strike. And Jay Bell, that compounded his problem. He had to lift it off the ground. Good job of hitting by Jay Bell.
That's Gene Lamont, the third base coach, talking to the runner, Backman. Andy Van Slyke could put the Pirates on top in the first. And ball 1 misses. They're playing back at second and short, so if Van Slyke can poke it down there on the ground, it'll be an easy run for Pittsburgh. One of the best I ever saw in this situation with Roger Maris is making contact, hitting it to second or short, and the runner just trots home. Let's see what Van Slyke does. He's 2 out of 12 in the playoffs.
Well, the Pirates haven't been good as a team with a runner on third base and less than 2 out. They've had that 5 times in the playoffs, and they have not gotten a runner home yet.
You see some of the figures. 0 for 5 with that runner in third. 0 for 4 with the bases loaded. And that strike evens the count 1-1. Looked like Van Slyke wanted to cut the bat loose. Backman double was advanced to third base by Bell. After the Reds left the man out in the top half of the inning. Outfielders are absolutely straight away with Van Slyke up there. You don't expect him to pull the ball. Outside corner puts Van Slyke in the hole 1-2.
Rijo's fastball above 90 miles an hour, and that one a little Taylor on the outside. Not tailor-made to hit, however.
No. I think that's one of the things you cannot see on television, the movement of that ball across the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Van Slyke. Runner at third, 1 out, and he grounds it to first, and the Pirates lead. That ball in on him. He cracked his bat, but he got the run home. Backman scores.
Sometimes you make that perfect pitch and get a bad result. You can see the bat breaking and the ball not hit hard enough to Hal Morris as Wally Backman scores the first run of the ball game. RBI for Van Slyke, his second of the series.
Tony is up with the bases empty. 3 out of 12 in this playoff for Roberto. Bobby Bonilla. And it's ball 2. He's a switch hitter. Leland jumps out in front. Double and infield out. Another infield out. Down and in ball 3, and we might see Bonds bat in this inning.
Here's the guy, in my opinion, who is going to indeed go. Bobby Bonilla has been swinging the bat very well. He may be hitting right here.
He walks with 2 outs.
Even though Bonilla is only 3 for 12 in the series, he has just missed a lot of pitches, both left-handed and right-handed, and swinging the bat exceptionally well. Now, that's not the case with Barry Bonds. Admittedly, he has been very nervous. His dad here talking about that last night. Very tense and taut. And really, as Willie Stargell said before the game, These Pirates need to relax a little bit, and that's very difficult to do.
Yes, it is. Just know you can do it. Go up there and do it. Don't squeeze the bat. Runner at first, 2 out. Bonds looks at a strike. Pittsburgh has had a power shortage stint.
Only 2 RBIs, both by Andy Van Slyke. The double that Eric Davis misplayed in Game 1, and then the ground out to Hal Morris.
With 2 out, Bonds. Strike 2. Good hard slider from Rijo. Boy, what a good pitch that was.
Well, we mentioned Barry having a very difficult time relaxing, and he goes up and takes the first 2 pitches. That second one, a nasty sinker on the outside.
Relaxed concentration is the way they say it. Before tonight, the Pirates had had a lead for only 3 innings in this entire series. Now they're on top. 1-0 in the first. Bonilla doesn't run much. He's at first, 2 out. Missed away to Bonds, 1-2. Rijo is only 25 years old. It seems like he's been around forever.
Signed when he was only 16, signed with the New York Yankees. Was in the majors pitching for them when he was 18 years old in 1984. And he went to Oakland, came over here in the Dave Parker trade to Cincinnati.
Runner going, pitch inside. The throw is in time and out at second base. Tony, who stole only 4 during the year, is outstanding. 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left.
I think what Jim Leyland is thinking, open things up a little bit. And if Bonilla is thrown out, then Bonds leads off to second, and that is the case.
Quick tag by Larkin after 1. 1-0 Pittsburgh.
Everyone talks about a strong arm, but footwork very important to infielders and catchers. Watch the footwork of Jeff Reed. 1 step and watch Barry Larkin. No footwork required there. He makes the tag on his knees. He got right down there with Bobby Bonilla.
Now Morris takes a strike from Bob Watt with Pittsburgh leading 1-0 into the second inning. First time out in this playoff, Watt pitched 6 innings. Morris hits it to third. That's not unusual for him. Backman gets it.
Wally Backman has to play a shallow third base. He signed as a second baseman, first-round draft choice of the Mets back in '77. And you'll see him right in that area all night. The reason for that, he does not have a strong throwing arm.
There's Chris Sabo, one of the big home run threats for Cincinnati. There's a strike. Sabo led the league, or led his club in home runs with 25. He's 2 out of 12 against the Pirates in postseason. He's in the hole 0-2. Walk will make you chase a lot of bad pitches. He counts on it.
Strawberry's comments to Pat O'Brien very interesting in a lot of ways, but talking about the pitchers, he said you got to make Bob Walk get the ball up and Jose Rijo keep it down.
Sabo hits it to Beckman. Let's check his arm here. 2 out. Good first baseman Sid Bream.
Jim Leyland has said one of the more underrated Pirates is Sid Bream. Sid Bream saving the infielders a lot of errors last year and in prior years. He is an excellent defensive first baseman.
Jeff Reed, the batter. He's 1 for 4 in postseason. And had 3 home runs during the regular season. Drag and Walk pounds the ball in there and gets ahead of all 3 hitters in this inning. Strike 2.
Getting his breaking ball over. That's the difference tonight and the Bob Walk that we saw last Thursday. Last week he was not getting his breaking ball over early in the game. That's why the Reds scored 3 in the first. But after that first inning, he gave up only 1 hit, 2 base runners over the next 5.
Reed started to go. He went around and he's out, and the inning is over. The first strikeout for Walk. Let's take a look.
Very close, but Jeff Reed again. Bob Walk getting ahead with strikes and getting him out with a ball.
So after an inning and a half, 1-0 Buccos. Down Pittsburgh, the Golden Triangle, the brightly lit building is Fifth Avenue Place, and there's the Ohio River and Three Rivers Stadium. 1-0 Pittsburgh, and Barry Bonds at the plate. Strike one from Jose Rijo. Bonds was at the plate as Bonilla was out stealing to end the Pittsburgh first. These Pirate fans are waiting for this fella to get going. The previous years he had been a leadoff hitter for the Pirates, and they moved him down in the batting order. He might end up being the MVP in the National League.
33 home runs, 111 RBIs.
Pull that ball foul, 1-2.
You know, the one thing he can do, he can get on base and be driven in, or he can drive runners in. He scored over 100 runs with Bobby Bonilla. He is a very versatile performer.
That's low, 2-2. Third base coach is Gene Lamont. I mentioned the other night he hit a home run in his first at bat in the big league. There's Tommy Sant coaching at first. He works with the infielders on the Pirate Club. 3-2. Rijo being very careful with Bonds. Got him low. Rijo picks up his first strikeout.
That was that split finger fastball, and we said he rarely throws it in the strike zone. That's an example of that. Barry Bonds, again, not as relaxed as he was during the season, and that is not unusual for the championship series. I'll tell you, it is gut-wrenching down there.
Well, you work all year long to get here, and if you don't do it, you're gone in a hurry and you don't make the World Series.
It's the disparity in numbers. You play 162 games to win 4 to go to the World Series.
Sid Bream, a hero here with a home run in the previous playoff game, and he is 2 out of 4 in postseason.
Time of year for players, water goes down in lumps.
1 ball, 1 strike. Sid Bream said the other day, there's no doubt. He said after these pitchers get through with Van Slyke, Bonilla, and Bonds, he said it's natural for them to let up, and I can burn them. He likes that high fastball. Ball 2, 2-1.
Well, he's a lot like Van Slyke. They're similar hitters in that they like the ball down. Bream with good power the other way, especially left center. You've got to crowd both hitters. You've got to jam Van Slyke and Bream.
Count goes to 3-1. Bream hit that home run against Rijo in game 1. There's Van Slyke, who has the RBI this evening. A little wax in the dirt. 3-1 to Bream with 1 out. Strike on the corner. Come back, Sid.
What makes a good major league pitcher is not the pitches you can make ahead in the count, but when you're behind in the count. The 3-1 slider on the inside corner after striking out Bonds on the 3-2 forkball.
And a foul ball out of play.
That's an example of how he approaches that ball inside. Bream and Van Slyke once again should be pitched inside from Rijo, and that's what he's trying to do.
Pittsburgh leading 1-0. Bottom of the second. That was low, and he walks. That's his second walk by the Cincinnati hurler. Very good pitch, but ball 4. This will be LeVailleur, 1 on, 1 out. LeVailleur handles the bat pretty well. They might try to stay out of the double play and start the run.
Well, that's a side effect of the hit and run, staying out of the double play. That's not the reason you put it on, however. You put it on primarily to get the runner to third base, bottom part of the order. And if you stay out of the double play, that's fine. But the reason the hit and run is put on to get first and third, that's the situation you want. A good time to do it right now.
Green draws the throw.
Green very alert. Jose Rijo led the National League in pickoffs, 4 at first, 2 at second. He's very quick going to first base.
And he also had 5 balks, so he cheats once in a while. Lavalier hits it up the middle, and Larkin gets 1 and 2. That was easy, and the inning is over. A walk, but a double play, and the inning is over. After 2, Pittsburgh 1, Cincinnati nothing. Earlier today, we shot a picture of this statue, which was just unveiled the other day, of the late Art Rooney. Used to own the Pittsburgh Steelers. If there ever was a person loved here in Pittsburgh, it was that man, along with Bob Prince and the late Mayor Caligari. They're some of the favorite people here in Pittsburgh, particularly Art Rooney. Here the strike from Bob Walk as he pitches to Mariano Duncan. We're underway in the third. You knew Mr. Rooney, Art, or Tim, didn't you?
I certainly did. One fine man and a big baseball fan.
Strike 2 to Duncan.
As a matter of fact, when Jim Leland took over here in Pittsburgh in 1986, he and Mr. Rooney used to have a lot of talks, and obviously big baseball fan of Willie Stargell, who wouldn't be, career he had, but a confidant of Jim Leland in the early days when Leland came here in 1986.
Ball 1 in the dirt to Duncan. Duncan 3 out of 11 in the playoff. Had 3 hits yesterday. He waited until yesterday to get his first hits. He had been 0 for 8. Chopper foul keeps it 1 and 2. Well, if you weren't around, Oakland won again today. They beat the Red Sox by the score of 4-1. The Red Sox have scored 1 run in each game. That's all, and now they trail 3 games to none. Here we are at Three Rivers Stadium, game 4. Cincinnati on top, 2 games to 1, but trailing in this one 1-0 third inning.
That's 9 consecutive postseason games won by the Oakland Athletics, and I do not know if anybody's going to stop them this year.
Got him inside. Down and in, got Duncan. Second strikeout for Walk. They've won 9 in a row, and now they have Dave Stewart ready for tomorrow.
Against Roger Clemens. Red Sox have scored only 3 runs in 3 games against the Athletics pitching staff.
That game tomorrow on CBS at 3 o'clock Eastern. The batter is Rijo with 1 out. He's a big fella, and he likes to swing the bat. He had 10 hits during the year. He likes to bunt the ball, too. Backman at third base knows that. Missed 1-1. Backman knows that Rijo likes to bunt, so he's playing in tight. Rijo is in the hole, 1-2. We've been told that there are a lot of fans who still haven't been able to get to the park tonight. They were waiting for a boat ride to come to the park. And about 4,000 of them are absent as a result of that.
It's a big boat.
Yeah. Queen Elizabeth. 2-2 to the batter, the pitcher Rijo. Walk is set down 5 in a row. This might be close at first. Bell got him by a step. That's 6 in a row. It's a helpless feeling for that infielder, waiting for that ball to come down.
Yeah, Rijo, obviously being a pitcher, he didn't get out of the box real well, and they're not going to really extend it that much anyway. So that was in favor of Bell having more time than you would think. An everyday player probably beats that play. I'll tell you, There's one guy who really is the glue to this infield. The Pirates couldn't find a shortstop. They finally made the trade. Felix Fermin going to the Cleveland Indians. They got Jay Bell, and he has really been the glue to the infield and the glue to the Pittsburgh Pirates. The last piece of the puzzle by Jay Bell.
This crowd is booing Barry Larkin for being so slow and coming up to the plate, but he wants to let Rijo sit on the bench for a while after that dash to first. 2 out. Larkin grounded to short to start this game. Bob Walk puts a strike in there. Talk about a fellow who has persevered. It's Bob Walk. He's been pitching since 1977. And a delayed call as we viewed it up from up here. It's 0-2. Even the scoreboard put up ball 1. Walk used to pitch for the Phils in Atlanta. Into the dirt to Larkin, 1-2. In case you weren't with us when the Pirates scored, it happened in the first. A double by Backman. Infield out by Bell. Infield out. RBI by Van Slyke. Now 2-2. To your left is Doug Graybeck. He'll pitch tomorrow night. And on the right it is Zane Smith, who lost here yesterday afternoon. Gave up 5 runs. He might pitch again before this series is over. He hopes he does. High in the air for Bonilla. 7 in a row retired by Bob Walk. We'll return to Three Rivers Stadium after this word from your local station.
Here at the bottom of the third, Pirates on top, 1-0. As you take a look at home plate, well, I'm at least 450 feet away from home plate, and this is a section of the stadium that the Pirates would like to see a bit more action. No, not necessarily with noisy fans, but with baseballs coming this way. Willie Stargell back in 1970 hit the first home run here. He's also hit 2 home runs marked by the white seat over here in this section of the stadium. 4 feet behind that, Bobby Bonilla, power hitter that he is, has also placed one there. Well, until more baseballs come this way, they're certainly not lacking in enthusiasm. Jack, if you hear me, let me get it back to you before I get in trouble.
Yeah, I could hear you. First was a strike to Lean, and now foul ball, and leadoff hitter is in the hole in the bottom of the third. That's a long haul from home plate. There's Bonilla, who bombed one up there.
A lot of distance, a lot of lift.
And Lean gets a hit.
Lou Piniella told Jack and me before the ball game that you've got to play your right fielder shallow against Jose Lean. The Reds try to do that. There's no way you can play him shallow enough to field the ball like that unless you use another infielder on the right side. That's Jose Lean's slot. 134 hits this year, a straightaway hitter, but he loves that hole between first and second.
Pitcher is up, and everybody in the ballpark is looking for a bunt from Bob Walk. Walk can handle the bat a little. Foul ball. He had 6 base hits during the season.
And 10 sacrifices, and that led all Pittsburgh Pirate pitchers.
It's the second time in 3 innings Pittsburgh has had their leadoff man out.
How about that? He was second to Jay Bell in sacrifices with 10. Bell hit 39. Jose Rijo, one of the reasons that he is so effective in his pickoff move, quick feet. He's got very quick feet.
Walk took a ball. 1-1. Gene Lamont flashes the signs, relayed from Jim Newland. Crawford, the umpire there at first. Lean stole 8 bases during the year. He's not extremely fast.
Not in a bunting situation. I don't think you're worried about running anyway. Jim Leland may take it off, go to the hit and run, but I don't think Walk handles the bat that well. I think he'll be bunting again.
And the Reds get a strike call, and it's 2-2.
It's a bad name for a pitcher, isn't it? Walk. I think I'd change it. Early Win is a good name. Striker is another good name. Ted Power, one of the pitchers for the Pirates, and fastball right on the corner there.
What's in a name? 1 ball, 2 strikes to Walk. 2-2 now. The off hit here in the 3rd by Lean. Lamont. That's the 2nd strikeout for Rijo on the foul bunt. So Walk didn't do his job. And we'll see how Leland plays it now with Wally Beckman coming up. Walk is hot.
There are 11 players on each side that have been in postseason. 5 on the Pirates, 6 on the Cincinnati Reds, and Wally Backman with the Mets in '86, '88 has had more playoff experience than any other player. Dirt, they call it.
He doubled to left his first time and scored a run, and he likes to get down and dirty.
Waddle in the dirt. Rarely does he play 9 innings without having his uniform dirty.
And the first one out. And Piniella on his feet. Pitcher's inside, ball 1.
That's not a yuppie nickname, Dirt, but it's a good name for a ball player. Very respectful nickname for a player. I would think Lou Piniella may be looking for the hit and run right here. Ball and no strikes now to Backman, a contact hitter, pretty good speed. Rijo's around the plate.
And another throw. Pittsburgh has 2 hits. They got a run in the first as a result of Backman's double. Leaned is singled here in the 3rd. Maybe a double play. They got 1. And they couldn't get rid of the ball. Leaned got in on Larkin. And a fielder's choice for Backman.
Remember back in game 1 when Barry Larkin went in hard to Jay Bell, the shortstop. Well, Chico Lean returning the favor. Clean slide by Larkin to Lean and a clean slide by Lean to Larkin. Good and hard. You got to be able to touch the base. I think he was out of the baseline right there.
And he was nowhere near the base.
You got to be able to touch the base. And there's no way he can touch the base unless it's a tag team affair.
He thought this was the NFL. Now the batter Bell with 2 out. Strike 1 to him.
See, when you make this slide to take out a middle infielder, you got to be able to touch the base. I mean, he's nowhere near that base. That really should be a double play. But the Pirates get a break right there. But you could tell by that slide that they're going to go after Larkin. Jay Bell telling us that he just didn't like it. He flat out didn't like the way Larkin slid in that game 1.
Backman's running. And he is safe with 2 outs.
Backman only 6 stolen bases during the regular season. That's how important that takeout slide was by Jose Lean. Now Backman's at 2nd in scoring position. No way to get Backman on that play. He just had too big a jump.
This batter, Bell, is more of a singles hitter than anything else. He did have 7 home runs. It's a foul. 1-2. You can see he's been effective with men on base. These 2 out RBIs are so important. Bell has had 4 hits in postseason. All the way 2-2. Pittsburgh trying to add to their lead. Strike 3 call. 2 strikeouts in the inning and 3 in the game for Rijo. 1 hit and 1 left for the Pirates. We've played 3 innings. Pittsburgh's on top, 1-0.
CBS Sports coverage of Game 4 of the 1990 National League Championship Series is brought to you by Lexus LS400 and ES250 automobiles, the result of a relentless pursuit of perfection. Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. And by McDonald's, you know the one. It's McDonald's for food, folks, and fun.
Goodyear Blimp America is overhead, piloted by Captain Aaron Jenkins of Spring, Texas. Thank you for the pictures. 4th inning. And the line score. Double by Bachman, RBI by Van Slyke in the first. Bob Walk has allowed 1 hit, 1 base runner in the first 3 innings. Hatcher lined to second his first time up. So the bunt took a strike.
First 3 hitters up in this inning, Hatcher, O'Neill, and Davis, is kind of quirky. They finished 1, 2, and 3 in outfield percentage, defensive outfield percentage.
Strike 2 on the foul ball.
That's the first time in Major League history that 3 outfielders have finished 1, 2, 3 being on the same club. There it is right there. Billy Hatcher, Paul O'Neill, and Eric Davis. In that order, they're up this inning.
And the manager, Lou Piniella, said when he makes out a lineup, the first thing he thinks about is defense. Hatcher leading off. 1 and 2.
You know, the only problem with Lou's lineup tonight, he said, was whether to play Herm Winningham or Billy Hatcher. And he went with Hatcher because of the day that he had yesterday. Home run, double, 2 RBIs, and a single.
And he'll be 0 for 2 tonight to this point. Bell gets him at first. That's 8 in a row retired by the Pittsburgh pitcher.
We were talking about Jay Bell and his disdain for the slide that Barry Larkin made in Game 1. And we'll take you back to Riverfront Stadium and show you the slide. Here's Barry Larkin. Bell thought it was late. He looked at Barry, and now he goes back to the spot where Barry ended his slide and said, "Hey, man, this is too far." Jay Bell did not think that Barry Larkin should have tried to take him out that late because of the chance of injury.
Ball 1 to Paul O'Neill. Ball 2 a little bit low.
Here it is right here.
And he said, being a shortstop, he knew there wasn't going to be any play, so he shouldn't have done that. 2-0 to O'Neill. There's ball 3.
Last inning, this was Chico Lean going after Barry Larkin, and you could see clearly, really should have been called out because he couldn't touch the bag. May have something going around second base, however.
There's Lean. He's backed into the outfield. There's Larkin. Well, these 2 teams are playing hard. Batter O'Neill, 3-1. Single this first time, and it's a deep. And that's going to tie this game. Paul O'Neill really whacked that one, and we have a 1-1 game. Bob Walk allowed 17 home runs this year. There's Marge Schott, the owner of the Reds. O'Neill having a terrific playoff.
grew up in Columbus, Ohio, in the shadows of Ohio State University football stadium, and his friends referred to him as Jethro. So we just saw Jethro homer.
Here's Eric Davis, fouled out his first time. And a strike to him as Bob Walk got that call.
Look at Jethro homering. High fastball right here. And the Pirates fans getting into the spirit of Wrigley Field.
Here's the foul ball by Davis down into the bullpen.
It used to be that a foul ball or a home run ball was a cherished item. Not so anymore with the Wrigley Field faithful throwing balls back when they hit home runs up there.
O'Neill is now 5 out of 9, 2 doubles, a home run, and 4 RBI.
And 2 big assists.
Davis here is 1 out of 12 thus far. Off the glove of the catcher, 1 and 2. That's the way they waste a pitch now. Throw it high, back to the screen, in the dirt, back to the screen. Used to be they'd set you spinning on 0-2. Davis hits it hard. Past Bell, a base hit. Second hit of the inning and third of the game for Cincinnati. Even though Davis was hampered, he stole some bases this year.
Trying to pitch Eric Davis inside, and not quite inside enough as Bell dives for the ball. But it's in there for a hit. Now you got to watch out for Davis and his terrific speed.
Al Morris grounded to third his first time. He sprays the ball around the park. He'll be trying to pull it here, take advantage of the hole on the right side. 1 on, 1 out. And the walk steps off.
Eric Davis with as many as 80 steals back in 1986. He had 50 and 87. Rarely gets caught. 21 this year because of that bad knee, but he was only caught 3 times.
Morris a base hit. Third hit of the inning, and Davis goes for third and makes it without a play. So the Reds come to life here in the 4th inning. They've tied the Pirates and threatened to take the lead. He did what he wanted to do. Tim pulled that ball.
Yeah, you're exactly right. There's sometimes when hitters make more of a concerted effort to put the ball in play by pulling it. Hal Morris, you mentioned earlier, made an out going the other way to third base, as a matter of fact, his first time. But with that runner on first base being held on, take advantage of the hole, and that's what Morris did. That pitch was a pretty good pitch. It was a fastball outside, but Morris was going out there looking for it and hit it off the end of the bat. Davis ends up on third base.
3 hits in a row off Walk. The home run by O'Neill. Base hit by Davis. Base hit by Morris.
Bob Walk trying to get Sid Bream to jump up higher for that ball.
Now the batter Sabo. 0 for 1. 2 for 13.
Little body language there.
Sabo wants at least the fly ball. And he gets it. And Cincinnati takes the lead on that sacrifice fly by Sabo, and the other man stays at first. 2-1 Cincinnati.
Sabo gets a fastball on the outside corner, and Eric Davis just walks home as Bobby Bonilla forced to go to second base, and the Reds take the lead. Sabo is a pull hitter, and I think Lou Piniella must have gotten to Sabo and told him to wait back and try to go the other way. He has really been lunging out and having that front side fly open, trying to pull the ball.
Jeff Reed now 1 on, 1 out. There's Sabo just got the run home. He doesn't show much expression. Morris at first, stole 9 bases this year. Ball goes foul past first, strike 1. No, the Reds have waited until the 4th inning to take the lead 2-1. They lead in games 2-1. And a look at downtown Pittsburgh and then back inside the stadium. Crowd rooting for Bob Walk. Some Cincinnati fans are here. And the Reds bench, Stan Williams in the middle of it, the pitching coach. There goes the runner. And a bouncing ball to Chicolin. Out, but a good inning for Cincinnati. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. They've left 2. After 3.5, they lead the Pirates 2-1. They are promoting the theme here in Pittsburgh, that Pittsburgh is a field of baseball dreams. There's a cornstalk from Iowa. They pasted it on the dugout wall. And the Pirates find themselves trailing here. And the Reds, with their best pitcher on the mound, lead it 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th. And the 3, 4, and 5 hitters are coming up. Van Slyke grounded to first and has driven in the Pittsburgh run. It's 2 out of 13 in this series.
You saw that 4 for 35. That includes Andy Van Slyke's postseason play when he was with the Cardinals in 1987. The Cardinals defeating the Giants. Or I should say in 1985 when they defeated the Dodgers and then went on to lose the World Series to Kansas City.
Ball 2 goes low to Van Slyke. Van Slyke, Bonilla, and Bonds here in the Pirate 4th. This big guy is going to have to start doing something if the Pirates are going to prevail. Foul ball makes it 2-1. The Reds win it tonight. They're going to wrap it up here tomorrow night.
And Rijo, they've got their best pitcher on the mound. Rijo tough down the stretch. His last 10 starts, a 6-2 record. On the disabled list once this year.
Slyke hits another foul. 2-2.
We mentioned earlier about Rijo being with the Yankees back in 1984. Look at that. That's a field of dreams, right? That's the wrong guy, though. The Pirates have it in their dugout, not on Rijo.
Rijo with a rainbow. And Slyke leading off in the 4th. And another foul as the right-hander got in on him.
We're talking about Rijo being with the Yankees back in 1984. Lou Piniella said that George Steinbrenner, then the managing general partner of the Yankees, dismissed earlier this year as such, that he was so concerned about Doc Gooden, the young phenom that the Mets had across town. And that's one of the reasons that he had the 18-year-old rookie, Jose Rijo, go north with the Yankees that year. He rushed him, but the reason he rushed him was that he was really competing with the Mets as much as he was the rest of the American League.
Van Slyke hits one to short left, and that is a base hit. Third hit of the series for Van Slyke.
Van Slyke with an RBI his first time up, gets jammed again. But he finds a hole just beyond the outstretched glove of Barry Larkin. Little dunker to left field.
It's the 3rd inning out of 4 that Pittsburgh has had the leadoff man on. Almost nailed it. Willie Stargell looking on tonight, and Bobby Bonilla would like to emulate him. But Rijo gave only 10 home runs this year, plus 1 to Bream in the playoffs. Outside, and Reed goes to the mound. I think one of the things he was telling him was watch that runner over there. He kind of quick pitched that time.
And as you said earlier, he has balked 5 times this year. So Stan Williams, actually that's Lou Piniella. Lou wants to talk. Stan Williams makes the moves with the Cincinnati Reds, and I think Lou wanting to just restore a little order. He did point to Van Slyke. You don't know what he was saying, however. You do have Bobby Bonilla, certainly a home run threat at the plate. I don't know if you want to worry about it, Van Slyke at first base.
Kind of looked on the last pitch like Rijo just forgot about it.
See, the formula is when you're throwing the ball to first base, do it 100% of the time, think about it 100% of the time. And then once you're going home, think about that 100% of the time. That 80-20 formula is real bad.
I'm 2-0. You got it back.
If you're thinking about the hitter 80% of the time and 20% of your time on the runner, that's a bad formula. And that's how a lot of balls get hit. And that's Sid Bream had the home run when Barry Bonds was on first base in game 1.
And a beach ball is thrown onto the field here. It causes a halt in the action.
A little late for that, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they're not that good. Rained here this morning. Temperature in the 70s, however. Fans comfortable here tonight. Left-handed jump shot, 2 for O'Neill. 2-1, the Reds lead, 4th inning. Leadoff man on for Pittsburgh. O'Neill dunks one, and Larkin is there. And Slyke back to first with 1 out. That's Mrs. Bonilla. Millie Bonilla. She thought he had something, but Larkin caught it. Well, Rijo got one of them. Here's the other. Fine. He struck out his first time. One out. Remember earlier with Bonds up there, Bonilla was out stealing. Bell, Bonds, Backman, Bonds, O'Neill, Bream. You have to have a name with the letter B to play with this guy.
They have 8 on the 25-man roster. 5 players, 3 pitchers.
Van Slyke. Pitch inside, the throw too late. Well, the Pirates have stolen 2 tonight and lost a runner stealing.
Once again, Van Slyke with a tremendous jump off of first base. Watch how Barry Larkin holds the glove on Van Slyke, thinking he may slide past the bag. Van Slyke just hooks it with his foot, and Larkin's ready with the tag right there, just in case Andy slides too far.
Well, even though Bonds was up, they did some running. Tying running at second, 1 out. Up and in, and strike 2.
Well, this is a nasty fastball right there, unhittable. Crowded with the fastball was Bonds.
That's what Darryl Strawberry said. You have to make Rijo get the ball down.
Make Walk get it up and Rijo get it down.
Strike, you're out. And that's the 4th strikeout for Rijo, and Bonds doesn't quarrel, and he's having a tough series. Struck out twice tonight, and he's 2 for 12. So it lands in the lap of Sid Bream. Tying run at second. And 2 out. Bream drew a walk his first time. Bream has opposite field power at times. Let's see how Rijo works to him. Spin move by Rijo. Team Leland hoping he can get that tying run home here in the 4th.
That's the daylight play right there. Whenever a pitcher sees daylight between the shortstop and the runner, he wheels to throw. No throw there.
Pitch off the inside, ball 1.
This is one time that Van Slyke's not going to go anywhere. And there's no sense in worrying about the guy at second. There are 2 outs, left-handed hitter up. He's not going anywhere. And if you get your pitcher thinking too much about the guy at second, he forgets about Green.
Good strike from Rijo to even it up 1-1. Tying run at second, 2 out here in the 4th. The Reds took the lead in the top of this inning. Out of the strike zone. The Pirates left a runner on in scoring position in the 3rd. They've hit into a double play. They've lost a man stealing.
Rijo has done a good job staying out of the middle of the plate. He is really working both lanes of the plate, in and out. He did it beautifully to Bonds, and he's done it well to Sid Green, even though the count's 2 balls and a strike to Sid.
First base open, LaValliere next, so he's not going to give anything fat to Bream. Tying run at second, 2 out. Fly ball into deep left center field, and that ball is going to tie the game. 2-2 on a double by Bream with that opposite field power.
During Sid Bream's first at bat, how he loves to hit the ball with power the other way. Left center field. Hatcher can't catch up to it. Neither can Davis. We've got a tie ball game.
That was his 3rd RBI of the series. Now they're going to walk LaValliere and pitch to Lean. They did this earlier. Cincinnati did, and they got away with it.
That was yesterday when Don Slaught was walked by Danny Jackson, a tie game, and Lean struck out with the bases loaded and 1 out. One thing you do have in your favor here, that even if Lean gets a base hit, if your outfielder can field the ball, they're going to be shallow enough to have a play on Sid Bream, because Lean, even though he has a home run in the series, does not have a lot of power. So if he does get a hit, it's going to be to a shallow outfield.
For some teams in the National League, this batter is about as tough a hitter as there is in the Pirate lineup.
It's like the Pirates are stalking the Reds now.
Stalking them, right? That was Bream's 3rd RBI of the series, all against Rijo. 2 on, 2 out for Lean to single to right his first time. We're tied 2-2. Ball 1. Hit by Bream, then the walk to LaValliere. Over the low ball 2. The pitcher is due up next.
And true to his word, Lou Piniella said he would bring the right fielder in, the off fielder, as Lou calls it, the opposite fielder, and Paul O'Neill playing very shallow in right field. Lean hits a lot to right.
Tried to pull this one, got out in front. It's 2-1. Runner at second base is Bream, has that brace on his right knee, and LaValliere the runner at first. 2 balls and a strike to count to Jose Lean. The count goes to 3-1. Cincinnati bullpen, the right-hander Rick Naylor is warming up. 2 on, 2 out. Up the middle. They might have a play at the plate on the throw by the center fielder Hatcher. Out at the plate, and we're tied. A single by Lean, and again that strong Cincinnati outfield defensively nails the man at the plate to win the inning. 1 run on 3 hits and 2 left.
Nice play by Jeff Reed, making the slap tag with a catcher's mitt on Sid Bream. Still tied at 2. And the Red Sox go down to defeat 4-1.
And as a result of that, Oakland leads 3-0. Here we are with first pitch to deep short and past Bell. Off the bat of Duncan. Another hit for him. He had 3 yesterday. Leadoff single here in the 5th. We had an action-packed 4th inning. Reds got 2. Pirates got 1. Lost a runner, and now a leadoff single by Duncan.
Breaking ball on the outside part, and Mariano just pops it by. Wally Backman, we talked about him playing shallow earlier, and Backman was burned then because of that.
Bell couldn't have done anything with it, even had he picked it cleanly.
How about that Cincinnati outfield, though? 47 assists on the season. That led all major leagues for outfield assists with 47. They made only 10 errors, and they have 3 assists in this series.
Before the game, Tim and I were visiting with Lou Piniella, and he pondered long and hard as to who to play in center field. Well, he picked the right guy. You did that, Lou. And he got Hatcher out there, and he made that run-saving throw. And everybody expects a bunt in this situation from Rijo. Nobody out. 5 hits for Cincinnati. 5 for the Pirates. All 1. Rijo has been able to get the ball down this season.
Second to Jack Armstrong. Armstrong led the Cincinnati pitchers in sacrifices with 13.
2-2 the score in the 5th. Duncan during the season swiped 13 bases. Throw. Remember that Bill Doran probably would be playing second base tonight for the Reds. They had that back operation, so Duncan, who had been platooned, is in there every day. While you're looking at Leland, Ray Miller, the pitching coach, alongside. There goes the runner. They play hit and run. Lean tags 1, got the other. Sound play.
Didn't want to interfere with Lean. The hit and run. Watch it. He tries to go inside the line, and Lean jumps and throws and makes a nifty double play. Watch Duncan. He does not want to get in the way of Lean. It's interference if he does. So he has to alter his course toward the inside of the diamond, and Lean, without breaking stride, just made the tag and made the throw. Good play by Jose Lean.
Frequently you see that infielder drop the ball when he makes that glove tag, but Lean held on and then followed with a strong throw, so Larkin bats with the bases empty.
Well, the one thing about the artificial surface, it gets to the middle infielders a lot faster. That's one thing second basemen in particular like about a play like that. The ball's going to get to him in a hurry and make it easier, plus the hops are a lot higher on the rug. So that was a play that was made more conducive because of the artificial surface.
And strike 1 to Barry Larkin, who's 0 for 2. And a high bouncer to Bell. Low throw and a good play by Bream. The inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, a double play, nobody left. And the pitcher will lead it off into the bottom of the 5th for the Pirates. We're tied 2-2. 2-2, bottom of the 5th. Jose Rijo pitching to Bob Walk. Strike on the inside corner. Walk fanned his first time. He had 6 hits this year. Pittsburgh tonight has left 2 hit into a double play, lost a man stealing, and a man tagged out at the plate. Strike 2 to walk.
Nothing that third base coach Gene Lamont could do but send Sid Bream. Bream with the brace on his leg. Hatcher made a good play. You got the pitcher coming up next with 2 outs. That's the only play, but Hatcher made a fine throw.
So walk can be seated, and that is 5 strikeouts for Rijo.
In Cincinnati, Judy LaValliere, the wife of Mike LaValliere, the Pirates catcher, and Mike also complained publicly about the seats that they had, and the seats were about there, even though of course we're at Three Rivers now. Mike came out and really lit into the owner of the Cincinnati Reds, Marge Schott, complaining about the seats that she had for the Pittsburgh Pirate wives. They were about there. If you're thinking about Three Rivers, the Cincinnati Reds wives are seated behind home plate, so they're getting better treatment than Marge Schott and company gave the Pittsburgh wives in Cincinnati. That's not good.
Now the controversy is still going, and will continue if we go back to Cincinnati. There's Marge.
Where's Shotzi tonight?
A foul ball, and it's 1-1. Rijo has allowed 5 hits, struck out 5, walked 3, 1 intentional. Going to bunt. The pitch was a strike. 1-2.
At every Cincinnati Reds game, Marge Schott is seen with her dog Shotzi or St. Bernard's. I guess he's got a new leash on life tonight, huh?
Good night off. Ooh. 1-2 to Beckman with 1 out. And pop foul, out of play. Bell next. There's Jay Bell. He's waiting on deck. Unique batting stance for Beckman. Pokes it foul out of play, and it stays 1-2. Dutch Rennert, the umpire, gets a new one out there. Rennert spent more than 15 years in the minor leagues before he became a major league umpire. How's that for hanging tough? He's from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And Rijo picks up his 6th strikeout. Let's go to James Brown, and he is with Judy LaValliere, the wife of the Pirate catcher.
All right, Jack, and I'm going to get it from the horse's mouth. Did you really make the comment about how bad the seats were in Cincinnati, being Bob Uecker seats?
Yeah, I did. Bob Uecker would have had better seats than we did. We were up in the concession stands. It was that bad. I mean, but what are you going to do? You know, we enjoyed the game, and now we're going to come and go back and watch the Pirates beat Cincinnati.
By Bell, and O'Neill makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Rijo. We have played 5. We're tied at 2. We'll return to Three Rivers Stadium after this word from your local station. If you follow the Pirates, you know that Mike LaValliere's well-deserved nickname is Spanky, after the kid in Arcane Comedy. Except that
it is.
Mike has grown a beard now. That's why they call him Spanky. And another picture of his wife. And maybe,
that's
well,
Judy right there.
Yeah, but Spanky's girlfriend was Darla, so they ought to call her Darla instead of Judy. And back to business here. 6th inning of a 2-2 game, and Billy Hatcher leading it off. And a fly ball to left. That's manageable for Bonds. Here's a one-handed catch. Hatcher's 0 for 3, but he did something noteworthy in this game.
Back in the 4th inning with runners on 1st and 2nd, Billy Hatcher charging the ground ball by Jose Lean, and he throws a perfect strike to Jeff Reed, and they nail Sid Bream for the 3rd out. The defense in this series so far has just been superb. Only 2 errors by both clubs. The outfield defense has been brilliant.
Here's Paul O'Neill. Yeah, who said outfield throwing is a lost art? We've seen some in this series, including a couple of assists by Paul O'Neill, who has the bat in his hands. He is singled and homered. Is he hot? He hits it hard to Bream. He's out. The ball never touched the turf. They're 2 gone, but O'Neill really smoked it. And O'Neill is now 5 out of 10.
There's a saying that the hitters have when they're hitting well, and they say they're locked in. And boy, Paul O'Neill is really locked in. He is singled, homered, and now he hits a frozen rope and is pulled off the rug by Sid Bream.
Pirates will tell you that Bream's about as good a fielding first baseman as there is in the National League these days.
And speaking of guys being locked in, Bream's locked in offensively too. 2 doubles and a homer in the series.
Eric Davis now, ball 1. Davis singled and scored in the 4th. His 2nd hit in the playoff. He's 2 for 13. It's fun to watch bat. Bouncer to Bell. Big hop. Easy inning for a walk. That sends us into the bottom of the 6th with Van Slyke, Bonilla, and Bonds coming up. We're tied 2-2.
Whether I'm racing 200 miles an hour.
We have enjoyed this series. Both cities, the people have been wonderful, and the action's been terrific, Tim.
It really has. They were pitched about even coming in, and this has been an even ball game. Yesterday, the only blowout to speak of, I don't know that that was a blowout, a 6-4 ball game. 5-3, actually. And 2 one-run ball games in games 1 and 2. And we got a tie game here. What more could you ask for?
Pirates had the lead. Cincinnati grabbed the lead. The Pirates tied it, and we're 2-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Van Slyke fouls it off his foot. And that hurts. Off the toe, off the left toe of Van Slyke. Pirate fans want some offense here. Van Slyke has grounded out, driven in a run, singled, stolen a base, and scored a run. Van Slyke late on that one. Rijo had thrown 85 pitches coming into this inning. But he can pitch complete games. He had 7 complete games this year.
That's remarkable considering the nasty boys. Charlton, Dibble, and Myers.
And a foul keeps Van Slyke up there.
And by the way, Rob Dibble probably is not available tonight, but Bobby Vinton was for the Star Spangled Banner.
He sang the anthem before the game.
Rob Dibble, Lou Piniella was telling us before the game that Rob Dibble will pitch maybe to a hitter if he needs a strikeout. That's about it. So look for Charlton and Myers, the 2 left-handers.
Van Slyke strikes out, and that is 7 strikeouts for Rijo. Thus far in this contest, and we're in the 6th inning now. The Reds got 2 in the 4th, including a home run by Paul O'Neill. And Bream's 2-out double tied the game in the bottom of that same 4th inning. First out in the 6th inning brings up Bonilla. And ball 1 to Bobby, who has walked, been out stealing, and popped out. And he's 3 out of 13.
I think this is a dangerous at bat for Rio. Bonilla, we said earlier, even though he's 3 for 13, he has been locked in also. Just missing some pitches. That was a nasty slider right there. This biting slider down out of the strike zone.
And it evens the count, 1-1. Low and away. 5 hits for each club, 2-5-0 for each club. But Cincinnati has the lead 2 games to 1. Broken bat, and it takes a nice howl. Larkin booted it. That ball came off the dirt. He couldn't handle it. After it hit the pitching mound and looked like it was going to give him a good hop, he got a bad hop.
First error of the game, only the third of the series. That's exactly right. That's that in-between hop that ball took. It hits the heel of the glove, and a rare error on Barry Larkin. Bucco's trying to take advantage now of the error by Larkin.
Well, there's 1 on, 1 out. And they do rule it a boot for Larkin. The batter is Bonds. He pops it up. That's the second out of the inning as Larkin is there. And Bonds is 0 for 3 and 2 for 13. He can't get it done. Boy, that hurts when you come into a short series like this and you're off target.
Yeah, again, Barry Bonds, we talked about 162 games to win 4. Well, he had over 600 at-bats, a tremendous year, and he's had 4 poor games here in the NLCS.
He's been peeling back to the dugout frequently. So the Pirate fans want Sid Green to pick things up. A runner at first, 2 out. Green has had a walk and an RBI double. Ball 1 to him.
Rijo realizes that fastball the last time Green was up out over the plate. So he came back with a slider inside. That's where you have to pitch. Sid Green is in tight.
And that ball is down and in, ball 2. They won't worry much about Bonilla running the bases. He was out stealing earlier in the game and swiped only 5 or 4 during the season. That swing, he realized it was high after he started the bat 2-1. Good game here. They've all been good between these 2 clubs.
Fastball inside.
And off the plate, 3-1.
Some pitchers shake catchers off. Other pitchers stare catchers off. You could see Reed drop down 3 fingers. Then he wanted the fastball away and finally settled for the fastball inside. This is a slider in tight.
On 3-1, the runner not going, and a foul ball on the slider. 3-2. Nice night for a pitcher to work and stay loose. There's Lou Piniella. Called by the batter Breen. 3-2. The runner will go from first. Morris plays behind Bonilla. Outfitter is very deep, trying to cut down on the extra base hit.
Slider inside again.
Runner going. Foul ball. Got that one up a little.
I'll tell you, that's unusual because Green really got the bat head out on that 3-1 slider, and then Jeff Reed and Rijo coming back inside. You want to do that in an 8-2 or 9-1 game. Kind of tough to. This ball backs up out over the plate, but that slider was designed to come inside. The reason you're more inclined to do it in a blowout is that you don't care about the results of the pitch. You can't continue to pitch hitters the same way. Another slider back inside.
Runner going again. A fly ball to center field. Hatcher is there, and the Pirates fail to score. No runs, no hits. 1 error, 1 left. Now we played 6 and we're tied 2-2. The Goodyear Blimp America sends us into the 7th inning of a 2-2 game with Morris, Sabo, and Reed to bat. And a look from us upstairs. Pleasant night. The rain gratefully has stayed away. The pitcher tomorrow night for Pittsburgh will be Doug Drabeck. If the Pirates have caught the Reds 2-2, he'd be in a good spot to put them on top. Here's Hal Morris to lead it off.
See how Hal Morris is a straightaway hitter. 29 up the middle, 41 to right, 35 to left field. And for that reason, we're going to show you after the first pitch why the Pirates are playing Hal Morris straight away. Those are his hits for the year. 35 to left, 29 to center, and 41 to right.
So we'll ask him to take the first pitch. Thank you, sir. Ball one.
And you can look and see where the Pirate outfielders are. They're straight away. And that's why they play him straight away, relatively deep, because he's a straightaway hitter.
And Bob Walk working here in the 7th, evens the count, 1-1. 2-5-1 Cincinnati, 2-5-0 Pittsburgh. Morris is 3 out of 7. He's a real Pirate. He's not so scary. Ball in the dirt. 2-1. They say the mark of a good catcher is that you hardly know he's back there, and that's a good description of Mike LeBayer, the way he can take care of pitches down low. Morris corks one into left center for a base hit. That's his second hit of the night, and the leadoff man is on for Cincinnati in the 7th. Tomorrow, we invite you to join CBS Sports live at 3 Eastern for Game 4 of the American League Championship. Boston and Oakland, with Oakland leading 3 games to none. And then we'll be back here at 8 Eastern for Game 5 of this National League Championship Series between the Reds and the Pirates out in Oakland tomorrow. Dave Stewart is going to pitch against Roger Clemens.
Okay, now Hal Morris was a straightaway hitter. Look at Sabo, 104 to the left side, only 19 to the right field side.
He laid off that pitch, and it is ball one.
But not as far as the Pirates are concerned. You'll see that the Pirates are playing Sabo almost like they did Morris, straight away.
With Van Slyke shading just a little toward left against Sabo, who drove in a run with a fly ball in the 4th and is 0 for 1 and 2 for 13.
What that means is they're pitching Sabo away. They're not going to allow him a chance to pull the ball. They've been away from him the whole series. So that's why the outfield is cooperating with the catcher and the pitcher. And this is going to be a slider away off the plate.
And there it goes away from the plate to put Cincinnati on top again. 4-2 the score. Sabo whacks one out of here. And Walk gives up his second home run of this game. Single by Morris. Home run by Sabo. 4-2 Cincy. Make a mistake to him, and Sabo will frequently burn you.
Some people think that on the slider you make more mistakes than any other pitch. It's an easy pitch to hang. The design of this pitch was to be away. It's right smack dab in the middle, baby. Right smack dab in the middle of the plate. We talked about Chris Sabo, 104 hits to the left side and 19 to the right, and he burns Bob Walk.
It brought tears to his eyes. He knew, he heard, he saw. And away it went. And now we're in the 7th inning, and that's bullpen territory for the Cincinnati club. The batter here is Jeff Reed. And ball one to the catcher. He's 0 for 2. Walk trying to get the first out of the 7th, and Reed bounces it to lean. Is the first out. Well, that came like lightning. Thunder off the bat of Morris and lightning from Sabo. In the Pirate bullpen with Walk on the ropes, having given up 4 runs and 7 hits, it's Bill Landrum, the right-hander. Don't forget, we're in the 7th inning, and that's when these Reds are double tough. Batter Duncan. Over but low. Duncan 1 for 2. Cincinnati with 2 home runs tonight. O'Neill in the 3rd. Sabo here in the 7th. And a breaking ball and a swing and a miss. That got the crowd quiet here in Pittsburgh. Good breaking pitch from Walk, who comes back and gets ahead 1-2. Soon as Sabo hit that one, everybody knew. And another beach ball. Here's Jim Leland down 2-1 and trailing 4-2 here in the 7th. Across the way, Lou Piniella. He knows he has that bullpen primed. He's in great shape. And Doug Drabeck, the pitcher for tomorrow night, sees and feels the pressure mounting. Strike 3 to Duncan. And for Bob Walk, his 3rd strikeout of the night. And the pitcher will bat for himself. Now don't forget, we told you earlier that Rijo had 7 complete games this year. He's strong. And Lou Piniella told me before the game he'd like the combination of Rijo and Myers tonight. Not Dibble, not Charlton. They're the bullpen.
Remember, Rob Dibble, unless he goes in to pitch to 1 batter, will not be available this evening. That's what Lou told us before the game.
Strike 1 to Rijo. We saw Armstrong and Scudder, and there's Dibble laughing it up. And Myers and Charlton. Bouncing ball to short for Bell, and after the home run, down go the Reds. 2 runs on 2 hits. Middle of the 7th inning, and the Reds are on top by the score of 4-2, and this is how they did it. Goodbye. Adios. 4-2 Cincy. Downtown Pittsburgh. Golden Triangle. You can walk to the ballpark from downtown and watch Mike LaValliere hit here in the 7th. Foul ball back here. Strike 1. Pirates have been out hit 7-5. Failed to take advantage of the only error, that by Cincinnati. And LaValliere is 0 for 1 with a walk. One ball, 1 strike. Well, this is a big ballpark. They see 59,000 people. And some folks were disturbed that it wasn't a full house last night. It's a larger gathering this evening. And they're trying to get something revved up as their Pirates trail by 2. LaValliere's in the hole 1-2. 5 years ago, this Pittsburgh club drew 735,000. That's all. This year, they get over the 2 million mark for the first time. So they think they've done quite well. You know, they have football here and they have a hockey team. And tickets cost a lot of money. The game's on TV. Here's a pop fly into center field, and Hatcher is there waiting to take care of LaValliere. 1 out. At the end of this game, Tim McCarver and I will select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game. Chevrolet will then donate $1,000 on the player's behalf to the Special Olympics. This year, these Pirates actually sold 2,350,000 tickets. They've had a good year no matter how you cut it. Jose Lean pops it to right. Remember, we told you they were playing shallow and right. There's O'Neill. That's 2 out. Nothing shaking in the 7th. And that's going to be it for Bob Walk. Lean, who had 2 hits previously, is retired, and Rijo going down the stretch, and R.J. Reynolds will bat for Bob Walk. Out in the bullpen, Landrum warmed up earlier. That's Ted Power now.
Just nice to see this city of Pittsburgh come back, and for the first time, as you said, drawing 2 million after drawing a little over 700,000 back in '85. Those dreadful drug trials back there, and 2 teams with similar histories in the '80s. The Pete Rose debacle last year, banned from baseball. He's in prison now. And since those drug trials in 1985, the city of Pittsburgh and the ball club made amazing renewal and rejuvenation.
And it's well supported now by the community with regard to ownership and attendance. Reynolds, the pinch hitter, chops it foul, 1-1 with 2 out. Manana at 3 o'clock Eastern. The Red Sox trying to stay alive, and it's Clemens trying to save the day, and will have to beat Dave Stewart tomorrow night at 8. It'll be Browning against Draybeck here at Three Rivers Stadium. Tomorrow, Dick Stockton, Jim Cotton, Jim Gray with a story from the Oakland Coliseum.
And Manana's good enough for me.
Reynolds with 2 out. Pitch is high, 2-1. Well, if the Reds win this one, both series could end tomorrow. Count goes to 3-1. Going to be pretty quiet on the Pirate bench. They're running out of innings here tonight. Some of their hitters have stayed in the slump. Rijo has taken care of LaValliere and leaned, but he walks Reynolds with 2 out. That's the 4th walk by Rijo. And that brings up Backman, who is not a home run hitter. He hit 2 during the year, but he represents a tying run.
Remember, there are 2 outs, and we said that if Dibble comes in the game, Lou Piniella told us it would be to 1 hitter. And since there are 2 outs, you might expect Dibble possibly to pitch to Jay Bell and then take him out in the 8th inning.
Rijo wants to finish it himself, but ball 1 inside after walking Reynolds with 2 out. Backman has had a double. He started the Pittsburgh first with a double and scored a run. He 1 for 3 and 1 out of 6. And he pops this one up, and it's playable for Sabo. And the Reds still lead by 2. The foul ball is caught, and now Pittsburgh has stranded 5, and they trail 4-2 after 7.
This game summary is sponsored by Budweiser.
And the shot from the Goodyear blimp. And the game summary to this point. Pirates got a run in the 4th to tie the game at 2, then lost a man at the plate, but then Chris Sabo knocked one out of the ballpark in the top of the 7th after a hit by Morris. And it might be dumped into the lap of Doug Draybeck here charting pitches tonight. He is the starter tomorrow against Tom Browning of Cincinnati. Draybeck lost in a 2-1 game previously. There's Browning in the middle there wearing the jacket. He'll get the ball for the Reds tomorrow. The Reds in great shape here, leading 4-2, top of the order up. And the bullpen primed, and Rijo still pitching strongly. Larkin 0 for 3. Ted Power, the pitcher. He starts it off with a strike. Bob Walk pitched 7 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits. Struck out 3, walked none, but gave up home runs to O'Neill and Sabo. Tim, that home run yesterday by Hatcher for 2 runs, Duncan for 3. And a solo home run by O'Neill, plus the 2-run homer by Sabo tonight. There's Rijo. He wants to finish this himself.
Playing long ball.
It's a hitter's ballpark, and they've taken advantage of it. One ball, 1 strike to Larkin. And Dutch Rennert gave the pitcher the corner. 1-2. Ted Power said when he got the save in that 2-1 game, it was the biggest moment in his long baseball career. He lives in Cincinnati, but his kids proudly wore Pirate uniforms to school the next day. He said their daddy did well. They were proud of me. Outside, Power thought he'd try it again, see if he'd get another call from the umpire. He didn't. 2-2.
A little dangerous, isn't it, wearing your Pirate uniforms to school in Cincinnati?
Little kid. Little kid. There's Ray Miller, the pitching coach, and Jim Leland, the manager. He's trailing 2 games to 1 and trailing 4-2 8th inning. And Larkin goes down on strikes.
It's sound pitching philosophy to get ahead with strikes and get them out with balls. And that's what Ted Power did with Barry Larkin. Power was the pitcher, if you'll remember, last Thursday evening. He came in with runners at first and second and 1 out, and that's when Eric Davis stole third base, and Billy Bates was caught as a trail runner, and then Power went ahead and struck out Chris Sabo to end the ball game, and that's how he got his save.
There's Dutch Renner, very enthusiastic umpire. And Power got that strike out of Sabo the other night, but Sabo got even this evening with a 2-run homer in the 7th, and that marks the difference. 1 ball, 1 strike. Billy Hatcher 0 for 3. He's done well against Power in his career. Ball 2. Once again, we find the Reds winning here with Eric Davis not doing much. The trainer is Kent Biggerstaff. Jeff King is alongside. He has that bad back. He's the third baseman. He's seated on a heating pad even now, and he'll likely play tomorrow night against Tom Browning, the left-hander. Foul ball evens at 2-2 with 1 out here in the 8th.
Well, if the Pirates lose this game, the whole team will be on a hot seat.
Sure will.
They'll be down 3 games to 1. Certainly not impossible. The Boston Red Sox, on the other hand, as you see, R.J. Reynolds, who walked as a pinch hitter in the 7th. But the Red Sox down 3-0 to the Oakland Athletics. No team in the history of baseball postseason has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. They haven't done it in basketball either.
Well, the Red Sox have a chance. They have Clemens tomorrow against Stewart. There's a long one by Hatcher. This ball is at the track, and Bonds is there. And he has it for the out. Hatcher lines out to left for the 2nd out. That ball jumped, but then hung.
Billy hits this ball down around the trademark, not the sweet spot.
He was running hard. He thought he had something. It was the 2nd out, and here's Paul O'Neill, who's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight. A single, a home run, and lined out to first, and ball 1. And he has had 5 out of 10 in the playoff, plus 2 outfield assists. He tied the game with a home run in the 4th inning. They play him to yank the ball, and it's 1-1 with 2 out. I wonder what will happen tomorrow with Joe Morgan and the Red Sox against Tony La Russa and the Oakland A's.
Roger Clemens and Dave Stewart.
We're back here tomorrow night. Day off Thursday. Night games Friday and Saturday for this National League Championship Series. 2 out. O'Neill up. Ball 2. Yet Power in his first inning of work, taking over for Bob Walk. Allowed 4 runs, 7 hits. You know what O'Neill's thinking with 2 out. He gets another hit. That's his 3rd of the night. He went the other way, and he'll get 2. So he's had a single, a double, and a home run. And he is 6 out of 11 for the series. And a 2-out double off Power.
And so far, if you had to pick an MVP, it would be Paul O'Neill. 2 assists, 1 a game-saving throw in Game 2. 3 hits tonight. What's impressive about this hit, he had pulled 3 straight balls, including the home run, and now he goes the other way, using all parts of the field in which to hit. And a forlorn Jim Leland looks on.
This would be a big run for the Reds. They're already on top. 4-2, 8th inning, 2 out. Eric Davis is up. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. He could have hurt the Pirates. That's ball 1. Eric has had 2 hits in this playoff. There's Bob Patterson in the Pirate bullpen. O'Neill at second, 2 out. On the corner to Davis. He didn't like the call. He looks but doesn't say anything. I just heard Darryl Strawberry earlier tonight. He said he's rooting for the Reds because this fella is his best friend. He was on with Pat O'Brien earlier this evening.
Not only his best friend, they're in business together in Southern California. So it's his best friend and his business partner.
1 ball, 1 strike. High. Not all business partners are the best friends.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
8 hits now for the Reds, and 3 of them by Paul O'Neill. There's Gary Ritos. He hasn't been in the game tonight. If Myers comes in, we might see him.
Gary's sitting with his business partner right there.
You bet.
Right.
Behind on the count is Ted Power. They have a base open. 2-2 now. Base open and a left-handed batter up next. That's why you saw Patterson in the bullpen.
Left-handed batter is Hal Morris. This 2-2 fastball. This breezes by Eric Davis. You can tell Davis is hurting. You saw him earlier with the ice on the right knee, ice on the left shoulder. He is not swinging like the Eric Davis you're used to seeing.
Strike 3 call, and the inning is over. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 1 hit, 1 left. The Reds have left only 3. And we're in the middle of the 8th inning with Cincinnati on top, 4-2. Well, 2 more good innings for Cincinnati, and they'll lead this playoff 3-1. And the leadoff hitter is Jay Bell and Jose Rijo trying to go the distance. Ball 1 is low. The Reds have had the Pirates get only 5 hits in this game and none since the 4th inning. Strike and 1-1. Rio has 7 strikeouts, 4 walks, 1 intentional. And as Pirates know, they have 2 more innings to go after him. Time call. Jay Bell is 0 for 3. There's Randy Myers in the pen. Fly ball by Bell. How far is that going? It's at the track and gone.
Sabo, and now you're seeing a hanging fastball to Jay Bell. He's in his home run trot early. He had 7 during the season. Jose Rijo could not retire the first guy. He pitched well, but the Pirates are right back in it.
Rio only gave 10 home runs during the season, but he gave 1 to Jay Bell, and the score is 4-3 now. I'll tell you one thing Jose Rio did when he threw that home run ball. He turned this place into a factory. It had bedlam here. There's Jay Bell who hit the homer to make it 4-3. And the new pitcher is Randy Myers. He's in his 3rd playoff game, and he's had 2 saves.
And if you're looking down the road, he went 2 innings 13 times this year. Well, this is by no means unusual for Myers to be in the ball game here in the 8th inning.
Now we have a delay on the field that the security people will have to take care of. And you can see the corn stalks that some of the fans have brought. They think Pittsburgh is the field of dreams. And it may be, but they'll be in nasty shape if they fail to rally in this one. The batters now are going to be the ones we've been talking about, not doing it. Van Slyke, Bonilla, and Bonds. And the Goodyear Blimp America shows us the overall picture. Aaron Jenkins, the pilot of the Goodyear Blimp. That home run sent this place crazy.
It really did. Sabo put the Reds out in front with a 2-run homer in the 7th, and Jay Bell has closed the gap here in the 8th with a solo shot.
And Slyke is up. He's had a single, driven in a run, stolen a base, scored a run. 2 out of 25 against Myers. Ball 1. 2 out of 25. Bonilla will bat next. Ball 2, and they're roaring on every pitch. Bottom of the 8th. Nobody on or out. In case you're wondering about this pitcher, how many home runs he's allowed this year, a total of 6. Look at that ball go into the corner, curving foul and going out of play in the bullpen. And Slyke looked like he had something, and it brought him off the Pirate bench. It's 2 balls and a strike.
He had the distance. But not the windage.
Slyke digs in again. 2 balls and a strike. That ball into left field, and there's Eric Davis. 1 out in the 8th. Davis had been playing center field. He moved to left. He's just as good in left field as he was in center. Bonilla in this game is 0 for 2 with a walk. Hit 32 home runs this year. Strike on the outside corner. 19 of his home runs from the left side and 13 from the right side. 1-1. Pitchers such as Myers, batters like Bonilla, thrive on these situations. Behind him is Barry Bonds. Ooh, what a swing. 1-2.
Yeah, he just missed that. It's been frustrating. You saw him hit himself in the coconut with his bat hammer. He fouls it back. That's what Bobby does. If he just misses a pitch, and he just missed this one. He was so mad, he walked out of the batter's box and popped himself in the head with his bat handle.
You're still angry at it.
Yeah, that's a funny way of showing yourself that you're frustrated. That's tough on the coconut right there, man.
Now he's in the hole, 1-2 with 1 out. Rolling away, 2-2. Last 31 games, only 1 dinger. Lou Piniella sweating it out, leading by a run. Popped it foul out of play. It stays 2-2. And Bonilla is unhappy with himself. Myers Myers has not surrendered a hit in the playoffs, and this is his third appearance. He's walked one man. Bell homered. Van Slyke flied out. 2-2 on Bonilla, and all eyes on him. Foul out of play. Stays 2-2. With the Reds leading 4-3, bottom of the 8th. And Williams, the pitching coach. There's nobody warming up in the Cincinnati bullpen. They're going down the line with Randy Myers. Another foul. And Bonilla's having a good at bat, although we believe that he thinks he missed his pitch earlier.
Yeah, that last pitch was a tough pitch. That slider in tight, but he did miss his pitch earlier. That fastball.
2-2 the count. Low, ball 3. With the Reds leading by only 1 run. They have their third baseman playing smack on the line. That's Sabo. And all the outfielders are deep. There's Doug Drabek. He'll pitch tomorrow night. The Reds playing deep to cut down on the extra base hit if they can. 3-2. Foul ball out of play. He's had some swings. He's been up there for a while. Nail biting time. Barry Bonds next. Another foul by Bobby Bonilla. You get Bobby Bonilla, then it's tough to keep from saying Bobby Bonds.
Another slider. Myers is making the pitches, and Bonilla keeps fouling them off. This is great.
Center field, way back at the track. Hatcher can't get it. Bonilla is going to go for third with 1 out. He is out at third base. Out at third base. That was the right play to make, too, but they gummed it down.
Absolutely. Another assist by the Cincinnati Reds outfield. Who gets credit for this ball hit to center field? The left fielder trailing the play. Billy Hatcher, this ball misses a foot from going out of the ballpark. And look at Eric Davis all the way from left, and he uncranks or cranks a strong throw to third to nail Bobby Bonilla. Bonilla had the right idea. With 1 out, you got to try to go to third. And the 4th outfield assist for the Reds in this series.
Bonilla doubles, is out trying for 3 for the 2nd out of the inning, and the batter is Bonds. With 2 out. Strike on the corner from Randy Myers. Bonds is 0 for 3 tonight. That's 1-1.
I think what Bonds, or what Bonilla did, was right before he gets to second base, he makes his decision because he saw Hatcher down. He didn't realize that Eric Davis, backing up the play, wheeled and threw him out.
That was a brilliant play by Eric Davis.
Absolutely.
Now low to Bonds. And Bobby Bonilla, you did the right thing. With 1 out, you had to get to third base with the tying run.
So did Van Slyke in game 2, but Paul O'Neill threw him out.
And so did Green in the 4th inning when he was thrown out by Hatcher tonight. It stays 4-3. 2 out. Nobody on. And a base hit for Bonds. Guarding against the extra base hit. The Reds give up the single. And now Bonilla is saying, man, if I'd have made it over to third base, we'd be tied.
Yeah, but you can't look back. You play good sound baseball, and that was a good sound play that Bonilla made. And now, with Morris on the line, Bonds finds the hole, and you can look for him to run. A slider, high, and because Morris was on the line, this ball trickles through. Randy Myers does not have a good move to first base, but he does get rid of the ball quickly, and because he throws so hard, Jeff Reed should have a shot at Bonds. We'll see.
We're at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, and we have a dandy brewing here. It's 4-3 Cincinnati. Those are the totals. O'Neill was just out trying for a triple for the second out of the inning, and then Bonds singled. And it brings Sid Bream to the plate. Bream has had a hit tonight, a double. And he's 3 out of 7 during his career against this pitcher, Randy Myers.
I'll tell you, earlier we saw Joe Oliver warming up in the bullpen, and you may see a catching change right here.
We got it. There's Eric Davis. He went over and backed up that play. That was tremendous.
Very aggressive. Look at Billy Hatcher. Had Davis not backed this play up, then it could have been an inside the park home run. Hatcher has no play, but Davis trailing the play. I mean, he picked the ball up and just threw a strike to nail Bonilla at third base. Wow.
And we have a new catcher. There's Bonilla talking it over with Ray Miller. There is Lou Piniella. He has changed catchers and brought Joe Oliver into the game to replace Jeff Reed because of the running ability of Barry Bonds on at first.
And the stronger throwing arm of Joe Oliver. You can see that Oliver a much better thrower than Jeff Reed.
Now the first pitch to Sid Bream is a strike.
Oliver threw out 41% of the runners, and Jeff Reed threw out only 19% of the runners. That's why Oliver's in there.
And we'll keep an eye on Bonds on at first, 2 out. Bream, strike 2. Bream doesn't always play against left-handed pitching. Frequently they have Gary Reedus up there.
It's a good matchup for Jim Leyland, however. Sid Bream 3 for 7 with a home run against Randy Myers for his career.
Tying run at first for Pittsburgh, 2 out in the 8th. 0-2 to Bream, and a throw over there. It's not a good pickoff move, as Tim mentioned, but when Myers delivers to the plate, he does it quickly.
I would think Bonds has got to go on this pitch.
With Bream in the hole, 0-2. Runner not going. Ooh, that's one that eyeball that one, said ball 1. Bonds stole 52 bases this season. And the throw over there. He bluffed the break and drew the throw. The hits are even. Uh-oh. The fan really knew it.
It's a double cross right there.
Yeah. Double finger cross. Bonds at first, 2 out. Bream in the hole. And another throw over.
That's the best move Randy Myers has. And that's not a good one.
That was a strange move, too. I thought he started to come to the plate and then swung that leg over.
Looking for a pitch out from Lou Piniella.
Bream waiting. Just missed. 2-2. And it looked like Bonds tried to go but couldn't. Myers was almost out of it.
Joe Oliver sitting away. He got it away just off the plate.
Runner going. Ball 3. And a stolen base for Bonds. And 3-2 on Bream.
Bonds waited 4 pitches before running on the 5th one. A good pitch to handle by Oliver, but the man outran the ball. That's a tough thing to do. You come in for defense, you haven't had a chance to get your footwork, you hadn't played, you're not really loosened up, not warm, and you're called on to throw out Barry Bonds. No contest.
Now it's 3-2 on Bream with 2 out. Tying run at second. Got him, and the inning is over. And the Reds still lead. 1 run on 3 hits, 1 left. Pittsburgh has stranded 6, and going into the 9th, they trail 4-3.
When Barry Bonds got that hit, Bobby Bonilla was in the Pittsburgh dugout, and you know he was second-guessing himself, looking back on things. But there's no way, in my opinion, that you can second guess, because it was Eric Davis who made that terrific throw after backing up Billy Hatcher, who was down in center field.
Al Morris leads off in the 9th for Cincinnati, and he pops it foul against Ted Power. 4-3 the score. The Reds on top. Morris, Sabo, and Oliver will come up in this inning. Morris has had 2 hits, and he is 4 out of 8. Tough to defense. It's a hard foul into the seat, strike 2. You wouldn't want to try to catch that one. Pirate fan waiting for the bottom half of this inning. 0-2 the count. And a high pitch is spanked foul into left. Ted Power worked the 8th inning, gave up a hit but no runs. Pitching here in the 9th.
We have seen in this series some brilliant defensive plays by the outfielders, especially the Cincinnati Reds outfielders, but I don't think any better than the play Eric Davis just made.
Not just this playoff. You could go to a million baseball games.
Really
and
could.
Never see a play as good as that. The hustle, the execution, the accuracy.
The wheel and the throw, the strength of the throw.
Here's another hit, the 3rd of the night for Hal Morris, an apparent double. Bonilla gets it back in, and Morris is 3 out of 4, and the Reds could increase their lead. Hits it foul to the left side one moment, and then rips it past first the next.
He really wheels on this slider from Ted Power, just by the diving Sid Bream, and hooks it into the corner. 3 hits now on the evening for Hal Morris.
And the Pirates do a little stalling. They have people in their bullpen. And we'll see what Leland does. The right-hander is Landrum. And we have a left-hander out there also. The difference in this game in the 7th inning, after a single by Morris, Chris Sabo drilled it into the seats to make it 4-2. Pittsburgh came back with a run in the 8th, and we're 4-3 in the 9th. But a leadoff double by Morris. Sabo has driven in 3, a sacrifice fly, and the 2-run homer. And he hits it to the right side. It goes foul and will not be caught.
And here's one guy you don't even want thinking about moving the runner to 3rd base. You want him to drive him in. You've got Joe Oliver, a catcher inserted for defense, on deck. Mariano Duncan in the hold, batting 8th. He's batting .227 against right-handers this year. So Sabo's your guy who you want to drive the runner in. You don't even want to think about moving the runner to 3rd base here.
This is the pitcher, Power, who fanned Sabo in that 2-1 game for the final out. There's Mariano Duncan, who had such a big day yesterday. These Reds are doing it up and down the lineup. Ted Power pitching to Sabo. Strike 1 the count. One and one. These Pirate fans know that another Cincinnati run with Myers on the mound is really going to increase the odds against them. Pirates in the 9th inning will start it off with LeBailleur, or a pinch hitter, then leaned, and the pitcher is due. Tail end of the order. Runner at second, nobody out. Sabo hits it into right field, and that ball is going to be a foul ball. Sabo stood there at home plate for a long while, thinking it was going to be foul, and he wasn't so sure. Sabo is trying to move that runner. Watch Sabo. He thought first it was foul. And he said, well, maybe not. I better run.
Tiptoeing down to first, huh?
So in the end, he was happy it went foul, even though the count's 1-2. Morris with a leadoff double. He wouldn't go for it. It's 2-2. First base umpire Jerry Crawford said he did not swing.
This is the pitch that Power got Sabo on in Cincinnati, and Chris almost goes around again. Very, very difficult to determine whether he went all the way. I thought he held up.
Well, his borderline. It's amazing that you can't see that with the naked eye, the bat going that far and then being brought back by the hitter. 2-2. And another foul. They have a base open. Power certainly doesn't want to give in to this batter. Sabo's driven in 3 of the 4 Cincinnati runs from the Goodyear Blimp America. A look down and a close-up look at Chris Sabo. Two and two. Cliff-hanging 9th inning here with the Reds on top 4-3, trying to assume a 3-1 lead. Be in a spot to end it tomorrow night. 2-2. And the pitch was up high. And let's see if they hold him up. And it's first and third. That's one of the best throwers in the National League, and Van Slyke, with nobody out. The third base coach, Sam Perlazzo, said, hold it right here, Al. First and third, and nobody out. There's a bad pitch by Power.
Yeah, he did get that ball up, but too much of the plate, trying to get it outside and down, and watch it just hang up there, and Sabo just smokes it. So yeah. Morris, very cautious. He held up momentarily because of the line drive, and with nobody out, there's no way you can send him right there. The ball was hit too hard. Van Slyke's got too strong an arm, and Morris had to hold up momentarily there at second base.
I was surprised with first base open. They gave Sabo anything to hit.
Well, he was trying to get him out. I mean, you don't want too many base runners when you're already losing. You've got, I mean, the Reds, they can't go for a pinch hitter here, but they could have Oliver Bunning in this situation. They got a lot of things to do with the Pirate infield in.
First and third, nobody out. Infield in. He'll have to come to the plate, and Oliver hits it to Bream, and he gets an out, and the runner stays at third, and the other advances to second, and the Pirates came out of that one lucky. So it's second and third, 1 out.
Now what do? Nobody's warming up for the Reds. They have Myers in the game. Would you walk Duncan here? I think I would. This ball, a cue shot down to Sid Bream, had all sorts of spin on it. Watch. It's the heel of the glove. He kicks it over into foul territory and then makes the play, with Sabo advancing to second base. This is an interesting situation right here, and here comes Jim Leland to talk about it. Duncan's a good bunter. If they leave him in to hit against whoever's going to be pitching, be it Power or Landrum, well, then you could have the squeeze play. I'd walk him.
I've got to walk him, Tim.
You got Randy Myers. I don't think Pinella's going to pinch hit for Myers here. And now Lou's down talking to third base coach Sam Perlazzo in front of the Reds dugout. Morris may be hurt. We'll see. See, Randy Myers has his bat right there. Nobody's warming up for the Reds. They want Myers in the ball game. There's Luis Quinones, Herm Winningham down there with bats. Everybody's got bats in the dugout.
Yeah, but as you said, it's got to be Myers. No one else is warming up. Unless they're trying to lure them into something here, because Dibble or Charlton could get warm in a hurry.
Yeah, they can. They warm up in a hurry, but remember, Dibble was supposed to pitch to only one hitter tonight.
We're at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. It's been a wonderful game, and Cincinnati leads it 4-3. Top of the ninth. The Reds have runners at second and third and one out. The infield will be in. Ted Power on the mound. The batter is Mariano Duncan.
He's been called back now, and Todd Bensinger is going to be the pinch hitter.
Well, they're going to send up the switch hitter to try to limit the moves that Jim Leland can make.
And now you definitely walk him, but in the process, you're really weakening your defense. You're taking Duncan out of the game. Remember, Bill Doran's not, because of the back surgery, he is not available to Lou Piniella. So you have Bill Bates as a possible replacement, Quinones as a possible replacement. And I think Dibble is out there throwing just to lure Jim Leland into walking Todd Bensinger. I believe that's Rob Dibble out there warming up for Pittsburgh. He's got his jacket on.
No, that's not Dibble. That's Scudder out there warming
Scott
up.
Scudder there.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way that you're going to pinch hit for Myers and bring Scudder in. Nothing against Scott, but he hasn't pitched in the series. He's not one of the nasty boys, not one of the relievers.
He doesn't have his nasty boy card.
No, right. That's Tim Leana. He's throwing. He's not even eligible.
He's not even eligible.
No.
He's traveling with the club. There's Ron Oster warming up. He'll go in and play second base with Duncan being lifted, so Oster will get into the game.
And they've got Luis Quinones as a pinch hitter.
And Oster just playing catch with Leana out there. That's what that's all about. Now they walk Bensinger, load the bases. There is one out, and they're going to pinch hit for Myers with Luis Quinones. So it's going to be Dibble out there in the bullpen apparently, or Charlton. We'll wait and see. Myers, who took over in the 8th inning, is lifted here in the 9th.
Reds with a one-run lead. They're taking their short reliever, the best short reliever out of there. I'll tell you, if Jim Leland can get out of this inning with no runs, he will have thought that his chances went dramatically up in the bottom of the 9th with Myers out of there.
So it's Quinones. The infield is halfway. They'll either come home or try for the double play, depending on how Quinones hits the ball. This is his first at bat in the playoff. He's been a good pinch hitter for the Reds. And the first pitch is inside from Ted Power. Quinones had 13 base hits as a pinch hitter. He's from Puerto Rico. There's Sam Perlazo, the third base coach. Quinones a switch hitter. Reds trying to add to their 4-3 lead here in the 9th inning. Bases loaded, one out. And a fly ball. That's deep enough to get another run home. 2 runners tag. There's the catch by Van Slyke. The throw into third, and it's 5-3. So Quinones delivers. The managerial wheels have been spinning in this inning.
Have they ever?
Morris, who started the inning with a double, comes home to roost. And now around to the top of the order with runners at first and second, 2 out. So the new pitcher will have a little breathing room in the bottom of the 9th.
And what they'll do is they'll leave Lou Piniella will leave Luis Quinones in there to play second base for Mariano Duncan. Morris scoring easily on this deep fly ball to center, and it's Rob Dibble, of all people, a guy that Lou Piniella said would only face one hitter tonight, and he's in there to try to close it out.
Here the bouncer to Power off the bat of Larkin. Larkin 0 for 5, and the inning is over, but the Reds get one big run. On 2 hits, they leave 2. They have left 5, and they lead 5-3 in the 9th. Dibble, one of the nasty boys, is in to try to finish it. He's been howling about being the pitcher in there at the end of the game. There's Ron Oster at second base, with Duncan having been lifted.
That's John Belushi, who rallies the fans. A little strange. That's Animal House. That's a shot from Animal House. That started 2 years ago. That gets the Bucko fans up on their feet. I'll tell you, it's very interesting, Dibble in this game, because we have told you that Lou Piniella told us that he wouldn't use Dibble but for one hitter. But things change. You get a chance to win a ball game and to seal it up and to go 3 games to 1 in the win column, and you change things a bit.
Here the strike to Mike LeMayer. Because of the right-hander, LeMayer stays in, and the Pirates put on the adhesive and turn the caps inside out for the rally caps. LeMayer trying to get on, and he skies it into left field for Eric Davis. And that's the first out in the 9th inning, with the Reds leading 5-3. And Dibble didn't have to throw too many pitches to get him out. LeMayer 0 for 3. That's the first out. Jose Lind has 2 of the Pittsburgh hits. Pittsburgh has left 6, hit into a double play, lost a man stealing, lost a man thrown out at the plate, and lost a man at third base. Tough game for them. And a fine game for Cincinnati, and Dibble trying to tie the ribbon. Lean corks it foul, and that's strike 2. Whenever this big guy gets a 2-strike count on you, it's trouble, because sometimes you'll get that slider over and really freeze you.
Yeah, he really goes to the whip. He has struck out of the 14 batters he's faced. He's struck out 8.
0-2 to Jose. Ball 1 to Lean with 1 out. There's Lou Piniella. Victory within his grasp. He's moving the outfielders deep to try to hold it to a single if Lean hits the ball. But he didn't, and that's the second out of the inning. Dibble gets a strikeout. Randy Myers had pitched 1 inning.
Of 15 outs recorded in this series by Rob Dibble, 9 have been strikeouts.
That's what happens to him. He gets 2 strikes and throws a breaking pitch.
Went to the whip.
And now here is a pinch hitter for Power. Jeff King is going to be the batter against Dibble. King is the last hope of the Pirates, who trail here 5-3. And King, who hit 14 home runs during the year, falls behind. The Reds have out-hit Cincinnati 10-8. First 2 have been retired. King swings and misses, strike 2. You let Cincinnati get on top late in the game, and they are difficult to beat. And King is at the plate. There's Doug Drabek. He'll pitch tomorrow night. And unless something happens here, the Pirates will be down 3 games to 1. With 2 out, a 2-strike count. Strike called, and the game is over. And Dibble has a 1-2-3 9th inning with 2 strikeouts. And the Reds lead 3 games to 1. 5-10-1 and 3-8-0.
And Rob Dibble gets a save.
Eric Davis might have saved this one with a tremendous throw. Rob Dibble enjoyed ending this game.
He has been craving for saves, and he gets one in this game, saving it for Jose Rijo.
We'll have some interviews with you when we come back. The final score 5-3. The Reds lead 3-1. The Reds lead 3-1. 5-10-1, 5 left, 3-8-0, and 6 left for the Pirates. Jose Rijo, the winner, a save for Rob Dibble. The loser, Bob Walk. And let's go down to James Brown, who has one of the Cincinnati heroes with him.
All right, Jack, and the Cincinnati hero, of course, is Eric Davis. And boy, how things turn. Let me take you back, first of all, to game 1, the 7th inning, that fly ball that you misplayed that wound up losing the game for you guys. Walk us through what took place on that one first.
Well, it was a situation where it was 2 down, and that event slide came up. And prior to the pitch, Lou and the coaches had moved me in. You know, I've always knew he had power to the opposite field, but, you know, when he hit it, I didn't think he hit it that good because it looked like he inside out it a little bit. But I took a step in, and then I knew I was in trouble because he hit it harder than I anticipated, and it got over my head. I messed it up.
You were very candid about that, but boy, did things turn around tonight. Jack Buck made the comment, one of the greatest throws that he's seen in his 40 years, outstanding defensive play.
Well, I was just over there backing up Hatcher because I knew Bobby had hit it pretty good. So if it got over his head, we're always taught to back up the other outfielder. So that's just a situation where me not getting down because things not going good at the plate and concentrating on the game and going over there backing up my teammate.
You were also very frank with me early in the season by saying, hey, my teammates can really do the job here. They don't need me to carry this ball club.
Well, that's the kind of continuity we have on this team. I tried to stress that in the past that, you know, one guy can't carry the whole load. You know, we got a lot of guys over here that can swing the bat. They can do a lot of different things. And I think finally the fans and the media start to realize that, but my teammates always knew that.
I know there's one guy in New York who's very happy for you, and that's your good buddy, Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah, that's a good friend of mine. And if he's watching, this one's for him.
Indeed, he is watching, and we'll join Darryl Strawberry with Pat O'Brien in our New York studio in just a moment. Right now, let's go back upstairs to Jack Buck.
And the Chevrolet player of the game is Eric Davis of the Reds. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 in his behalf to the Special Olympics. Pat O'Brien coming up.
O'Brien back in our New York studios with Darryl Strawberry, and enjoy the game, Darryl. Eric Davis said that one was for you.
Well, I really appreciate that. You know, Eric Davis is just a fine all-around player, and he came up with a spectacular play tonight for the Cincinnati Reds. And, you know, this is a play where Eric is usually a center fielder, and he's playing left because of all the injuries. And Bobby Bonilla makes a drive here in the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th, off the wall. Hatcher goes to try to make the play, and Eric comes over to cover. And that's the type of play you have to do. You have to make the big plays in the playoffs, and Eric makes an outstanding throw here to get Bobby Bonilla and cut down the run. Runner at third with 1 out, and Bonds could have had a chance to get a sacrifice fly to drive him in.
And what does this do to Pittsburgh's heads now?
Well, I think it really takes the momentum away from Pittsburgh, but they have Drabek going tomorrow, and Drabek is an outstanding pitcher. He's had such a great year, and he's got a lot of confidence, and Drabek's going to be tough. He's not going to let down. So you have to look at Drabek coming out tomorrow, and he's going to give him a strong game, but Cincinnati has the momentum right now.
Let it be known, folks, that it was on John Lennon's birthday that Darryl Strawberry said Strawberry Fields may not be in New York for him next year. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you for having me.
We'll be back with a final thought after this. Stay with us. Well, back in New York City here, a reminder to stay tuned for the CBS News late night program. America Tonight, the topic, should civilians be armed and allowed to patrol their own neighborhoods? That's ahead following your local news, except on the West Coast. And tomorrow, we've got another day-night twin bill coming your way here on CBS Sports. At 3 o'clock Eastern, we'll have Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. The Boston Red Sox, down 3-0, will pin their hopes on Roger Clemens, while the sweet-minded Athletics will send out Game 1 winner Dave Stewart. Then at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Game 5 of the NLCS, the Reds will come with Tom Browning, and the Bucks will go with their ace, Doug Drabek. And so until tomorrow, for Jack Buck, Tim McCarver, James Brown, and Darryl Strawberry, I'm Pat O'Brien. Good night, everybody.
CBS Sports coverage of Game 4 of the 1990 National League Championship Series has been brought to you by today's Chevrolet, who invite you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. DuPont, better things for better living. And by AT&T, the right choice.
Once again, the final score from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, the Reds 5, the Pirates 3, and so the Reds take a 3-1 lead. You've been watching Major League Baseball on CBS Sports, the home of the League Championship Series and the World Series. In October, it's the big plays that count, and you only need 4 words for tomorrow's headline: Big Play Eric Davis. And as a result, the Reds are a game away from the World Series.